from a different star, flying over streets and our broken hearts. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the lead. Ooh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts. Ooh, but we golden, we run till the end and we run without shame. We own the game, and we ride on the flames till the morning light. Baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us down. Break all the rules, let them run and hide. Baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Gonna let the world know. We're from a different time, yeah, we're of a different breed. 'Cause what we got is timeless, we supersede. And we're holding the key, yeah, we're tight as can be. We're rolling, just like we please. Ooh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. We're feeding the fears and the doubts. Ooh, but we golden, we run till the end and we run without shame. We own the game, and we ride on the flames till the morning light. Baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us down.
Yo, 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 what is going on, Critical Ops esports fans? Welcome back to the World Streams weekend, the first weekend of World Streams. I am Sudden Death, and I am joined by Mantis today, and we're doing the EU matchup between Invictus versus Elevate today. Before we hop into that, though, how you doing, Mantis?
Doing pretty great. Like you said, we have some amazing EU matches to look at today. It's going to be Invictus versus Elevate. We do got to give these players some time to get ready, join the room, and get their recordings done, all that stuff. So we're going to walk you guys through some of this tournament information in the meantime while we're waiting, starting off with the format for Worlds. And so right now we're currently in the preliminary stages. There's going to be 32 teams divided into 8 groups, 4 teams per group, and 2 groups per region. It's going to be a double elimination format, meaning if you win twice, you move on, you lose twice, you are knocked out of the tournament. Every match played in these early rounds are going to be best of 3. And then once we make it out of the preliminaries, we're going to be into the conference rounds, which is going to be 16 teams divided into 2 brackets. That will be 4 teams per region. It's going to be the Americas and the Eurasias. And basically, they're going to move on to the conference finals, which will be a best of 5, and that's going to be between the North America, South America team and the Europe, Asia team. And then the winner of those 2 matches will go to the grand finals, which will be the Americas winner versus the Eurasia winner. And that is going to be an amazing best of 7 played over 2 days. And the winner of that will determine the world champion of Critical Ops. And then we also have some amazing prizes for this tournament, I believe. I'm going to head that over to you, Suddy.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, what's a tournament without prizes here? Pop it up on screen right now. $25,000 is up for grab here, along with some other amazing things. We'll start with the champion here in the top left-hand corner. $12,000 will be going to them out of that $25,000 prize pool. A championship ring, which I cannot wait to see what that looks like. A amazing glove and knife combo skin set, and then 25,000 in-game credits going to the champions. And of course, they will be the grand champions along with all that. They get the title, they get the glory with all the goodies. Moving on to second place, $6,000 glove knife combo, as well as 15,000 credits. Third place, the bronze setting, $30,000 in cash, knife combo, and then 10,000 credits. Fourth place will be receiving $1,000 in cash, knife combo, and 5,000 credits. And fifth through eighth place will still be getting prizes, $500 in cash and 3,000 credits. And then the final thing here, which is for the most valuable player, one will be chosen per region, so North America, South America, Europe, and Asia, and they will be receiving the $250 in cash, as well as, of course, receiving the most valuable player award. You just get that title next to your name for the next for eternity, basically. Those are the prizes. And this is the schedule popping up here on screen right now. What's going on? You can see right here, we're currently on November 13th. There's matches taking place off stream, and then there are matches taking place on stream here on the Mobile Esports channel. And then moving on here towards the end of November, we will be moving over to the Critical Ops Esports channel. You can see there in the bottom right-hand corner what some streamed matches and off-stream matches, orange versus white and whatnot. And the tournament will be moving on into December as well. I think the December schedule will pop up here. I believe that goes to like December 13th or something like that. Again, the December schedule should be popping up here in just a moment for you all to see that. Whole month long of Critical Ops action. Should be a lot of fun. I know we had some amazing matches yesterday, and we're going to have some amazing matches today. And you already mentioned, the grand finals will be a 2-day event, best of 7, played over 2 days, which should just be an amazing, amazing experience. Let's take a look at
Uh,
the teams that are participating. Mantis, you want to go ahead and introduce those teams and talk about them?
Yeah, so you can see our participating teams here, 32 in total with 8 per region. A lot of teams, usually you don't get 18th region competing in a big tournament like this. So it'll be interesting. However, Europe is probably the one region that I think most people can agree they have the most amount of competition. Like you have 8 teams here, but pretty much all of them, if not like most of them, are already very qualified. I think that there's not going to be like everyone can predict off the bat who like the top 2 teams are or the top 4 teams, something like that, because a lot of teams will be here ready to put up a fight for Europe. I think that's for sure. And then speaking of our Europe matches, we can also go ahead and take a look at the bracket for the matches we're going to be casting today. So we are going to be taking a look at Invictus versus Elevate. As you can see, they're currently in the winners 2 bracket. The winner of that match is going to move on to the conference rounds, whereas the loser will have to go against Exclusive, and then the winner of that match will have one final chance. So whoever wins today's match will be in a pretty safe spot as far as securing their spot forward into the conference rounds. But if they lose, they still have one more chance before they're knocked out of the tournament.
The match schedule for today popping up. Of course, right now, Invictus versus Elevate. And then later today, we'll be having Underestimated versus Mobility. That will be at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're new around here, make sure you are subscribed and you've rung the notification bell. And you know the whole drill right there. So you get notified when we do go live for that matchup later today. Before we hop in to talk about Invictus and Elevate, Manthus, you want to tell the viewers here about the new voting system we have?
Oh yeah, definitely. So we have released a new voting system that is based on points. So the more points you place, the more you can win or lose. You can vote for teams, but as they're playing and stuff like that, you can vote, I want to put this amount of points towards the team, and if you win and you're correct with that vote, then you will get more points back as a reward. And there's actually prizes for, I believe, the top 10 players who vote. Based on the number of points you have. So there's 20,000 in-game credits up for grabs, just based off, how many points you get from voting and stuff like that. So make sure you guys are voting. Again, that's going to be play.mobileesports.org/dashboard/voting if you guys want to vote for the matchups. I'm not sure if you can still vote for the match that's about to happen right now, but definitely you can vote for future matches that are happening in the remainder of this tournament.
Yep, and as we already showed the schedule, there's tons of upcoming matches. There'll be plenty of opportunity to vote. I know some of you have some incredibly impressive prediction skills. But here we are. You can use your prediction skills today versus this best of 3, or in this best of 3, Elevate versus Team Invictus. We go head to head today. I think we're going to go ahead and take a look at these team stats, and Elevate is first up. Manthus, we go ahead and introduce this team.
Yeah, so we have Elevate, which I mean they're a very known team in Critical Ops. They usually expand to multiple regions and stuff. Their EU side probably the most popular one, I guess you could say. Their current roster is looking pretty solid. I mean, just a couple players that I know, for example, you got like Gainsey and Star, Fearless. I've known all these players for a while, and they all have good ratings as well. I mean, there is only one player with a rating below 1. Other than that, some of them have higher ratings, and their win rates are pretty good too. I mean, the majority of these players at least have a lot of maps played. We're looking at like, 67% and higher for the win-loss ratio. So that is pretty impressive for Elevate. You can tell they're here and ready to compete. I do believe their previous tournament statistics are going to show up here as well in just a second. So as you guys can see, their previous tournaments competed, they were the winners all the way through Circuit Season 4. Main 1 they won, Main 2 they won, and the finals they won. Embers of Victory, they got knocked out pretty early, and they did not compete in Circuit Season 5. So maybe you could say Elevate, they've taken a bit of a break, I suppose, but they were previous champions, so I think that's going to be a little bit interesting, especially when we take a look at Invictus, because that is going to be their opponent for today. Now, Invictus is probably much more of a current champion team, I guess you could say. I do know they have a lot of great stats. We can just look at their roster right now and see those ratings on the players. I mean, that is, much more higher ratings, I guess, than Elevate. Also, their maps are great. The map win-loss, all that stuff. Invictus are a much newer team. Or I shouldn't say newer team, but they've been competing and performing much more recently than Elevate. They didn't take a break, kind of like Elevate there, especially if you take a look at their tournament statistics. You can see their previous matchups and their performances. Circuit Season 4, they were doing all right. They got second place, fifth place, and the grand finals, they placed second. They actually won Embers of Victory Season 2, and then Circuit Season 5, they won Main 1, and they also won the grand final. So they were the champions of Circuit Season 5. Elevate were the champions of Season 4. And so that's going to give us a pretty interesting matchup for what's going on today.
Yep, definitely. And the community thinks, based on all the recent showing that Invictus has shown, that they're going to be able to take down Elevate here. Looking at the community votes, which should be popping up here on screen in just a moment. 88% in favor of Invictus, only 12% voting for Elevate. That is absolutely nuts. Once again, I mean, a huge lopsided difference here where the community thinks is going to win. Invictus is the community's favorite. They're the chosen ones here to take down Elevate today. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think we're almost ready to go ahead and hop on into map number 1 here. We're just finishing up a couple of things in the background. It's interesting, Elevate, they won all of season 4, and then they've taken a break. They really haven't done much. You qualify. You knew you qualify based on your performance in season 4. You go ahead and sit back. What you've been working on in the background? Curious to see.
Yeah.
That's one of those things, is Elevate's been around for a while. These guys aren't noobs. They didn't just take a break. I would assume just because they want to take a break or they had to do something in life. It's probably because there's a strategy here. I'm curious to see what's going to happen. And it's an interesting map to be starting on, too, for the map number 1. It's Legacy. This is not a map you normally see on map number 1. Maybe a map number 2 in a best of 3 or a map number 3 in a best of 3. But for map 1, it is definitely an odd choice. Knife round underway here. We'll see who's starting on which side. They're all currently setting up, saying hi, and I think we're going to move on in here into the Terrorist Blender, and it is going to be Elevate who ends up winning that.
Yeah, should be heading into Legacy in just a moment here. While they go and pick their sides. A little fun fact about the statistics for Legacy, it's actually the most underplayed map for Elevate, and also for, well, actually, it's not the most underplayed. It's almost the most underplayed for Invictus. But for Elevate, it is their most underplayed map. They've only played it 5 times. They haven't played Sword in a Village a single time just because they took a break. Probably those maps weren't as common back then, so I don't know if we want to count that. But out of the maps they have played in tournaments, Legacy, they've barely played it. Yeah, we should be heading into the pistol round now. It seems as though Elevate chose to start on the Coalition side. Not a bad strategy for Legacy. I mean, typically it's a lot easier to play the Coalition side. Maybe they want to get some momentum on Invictus, So many gunfights happening over towards Spiral. Everyone is getting traded out. Existing, that looked like a collateral headshot. I think he just collided those players. Yeah, he did. I'm kind of sad that we didn't get to see that on the stream, but he got an amazing shot there. Somehow, after all the trades, it is a 1 versus 2. Oh, and he's going to spot out. Recurse here. Manages to get that running shot with the XD, and it is now a 1 versus 1. Jimmy is up top and has the bomb. He's going to have to make noise if he drops, and now I'm sure that he's given away his position. Oh, but he's running towards the museum. He's not going to go for the plant. Maybe we're going to see a bit of a double take here. I'm not sure what's going on. I wonder if he'll double fake and go back or something. Oh, they're about to meet here over towards the bottom doors. And Jimmy's going to lose that gunfight. Elevate taking that first pistol round in their favor as we head into round number 2. And that is definitely the good start for Elevate they've needed. Especially considering, I guess you could say their break from competitive. Having a good start on Legacy is definitely a good way to go.
Oh, most definitely. And typically a coalition-sided map, and being Elevate starting out here, they can go ahead and start utilizing that advantage they have early on here, all of them buying M4s, and they should easily be able to take the next couple of rounds unless Invictus has something surprising up their sleeve. A sea of blue right now. Only 1 player left alive here. That's Volgrant, and he's going to get dropped down by Gainsey. Pistol round, not much going on there for Invictus. They pretty much just took it like men, and moving in here into round number 3 now, where they have the cash to go ahead and start flexing a little bit more. All players picking up the SG, and Elevate seems to be just sticking with the M4s that they bought up from last round, replenishing their grenades and armor and whatnot. Chat, let your voices be heard in the poll. Let us know which team you are supporting in round number 1. If it is, or who you think is going to be winning map number 1.
A lot of wallbang spam coming over towards the bottom. It seems as though Invictus are going for the B push here. Fearless, I wonder if he's going to go for a bit of spam of his own here. It looks like he does get a couple tags there on that player. Not too much damage done, though. You can see Jimmy still has plenty of HP to work with. Oh, but that's going to be Existing, opening up with the pick. Recurse able to find a refrag with a SG. Invictus looking to see if they can make something happen here, and Jeb is able to get that headshot. Gainsey is forced to back out from B side, and just like that, Invictus have taken control of the site, getting that nice and easy bomb plant. Oh man, he was full flash for so long. Star able to get that nice headshot on the Jepadon. We have a 3v3 retake on our hands. All 3 players coming in from spawn, and they do get a bit of spam damage there on the statue, but it's not going to matter because 2 picks already. And I don't think Food's clutching this one out. He's going to get dropped by Recurse. Invictus already responding with a round this early. Kind of a bit, you know, unusual for Legacy. But at least Invictus responding with a good round so far. But yeah, heading into round number 4 here, we can see Invictus have chosen to buy at least most of them. Vulgran's still running with that Deagle. Now on the side of Elevate, we have 5 M4s, so this is a very interesting choice. And Fearless opening up with some wallbang headshot spam over towards Glass. That's going to be huge opening pick on Invictus. Vulgran should be able to recover a weapon now though if he plays his cards right, but it's still pretty nice to see Elevate getting the man advantage at the start. And yeah, they're just going to choose to slow it down now, not really commit to any pushes or anything. We still have a whole minute and 12 seconds on the clock. Oh, they're going to spot a player over towards Ben. He's going to back up just as the smoke is fading. He barely gets away in time. And now they're going to be backing up, and it looks like they're regrouping towards A. The bomb is making its way towards lobby. A couple gunfights taking place over towards B as well. It looks like Malik is going to be lurking here over towards Glass, making some noise, maybe trying to keep the presence over towards B for Elevate, and so far it's working. They have 3 players on B right now, and they should have the advantage when pushing A, as long as they can win their gunfights. They do have the player advantage, but it seems they're backing out. They weren't able to take down that top player, and Malik gets that lurking pick on a Fearless. That's going to be huge. And now it seems as though Invictus is getting ready to push B, but everyone is just running into the heavy stack from Elevate. They weren't ready for it, and they're able to pick up the 3rd round.
Well played there by Team Elevate. 3-1 here is moving to round number 5. Looking Invictus is going to go ahead and run another eco here. All players buying for Malik, AK-47, and some armor as well. Grenade's going out here, double doors. Ooh, and Star is already been dropping down Jeppa. That's a man down early here for Team Invictus. Fearless firing some shots at through glass. You're not connecting on anybody. Right now, if you're Team Invictus, you go ahead and you drop. I mean, if you drop 2 players on the side of Elevate, I consider this eco a win. Best case scenario for them to get 3, maybe 4. There's the first getting dropped there. Malik going to pick up Star. He's got that AK-47 in hand. He's going to pop that reload real quick. Gainsey is going to put down Recurse, and it's only 2 players alive here. Team Invictus, Vulgran, and Malik, respectively. League, excuse me.
Yeah, and ecos are typically very hard for the breach side, you know? So at least you gotta respect they've gotten 1 pick. I wonder if they will do more with it. I mean, again, we know that these EU players are very good with the Deagle and typically just eco rounds in general. Now, Legacy is a tough map, but I still think they won't have a hard time getting some kills, at least throughout the game. Now, Malik is kind of pinned in a corner here in Glass. Has to deal with 2 angles at once. And he can't really just manage it. They're working that teamwork so well. Vulgran is alone now in Glass. I wonder if he's going to try and recover a gun or something. Maybe try and go for some picks here. Oh, there's a player pushing. That's me, Fearless. And he's able to look at that headshot flick. I'm telling you, these guys are just so good with the Deagles. I mean, he doesn't even care that he has a Deagle. He's like, hell, I'll take the Deagle over the assault rifle. I'll still get the kills with it. Gainsey is able to refrag him, but not before Invictus puts a bit of a dent in the economy of Elevate.
Yeah, pretty well for them. They didn't get that 3rd player.
Yeah, just huge value coming out from that round. I mean, and even now, Invictus, they're able to full buy. At least for the most part. Recurse running no utility, which is interesting. I wonder if that was intentional or not. But pretty much, Invictus are ready to go for some sort of execute here. And they're able to open up with a pick onto Star. That's going to be pretty huge. Anytime you're playing Breach, you get that opening pick, it starts to spread out that coalition setup, and that's when it can get difficult to play defense on Legacy. And as of right now, Invictus, they're kind of pushed up pretty far into mid. I wonder if they're going to make a move for Dark or something like that, because the bomb is still over towards A. They haven't decided to rotate or anything. Jimmy is playing the waiting game right now, trying to see if he can find any openings. Vulgran waiting for his teammates to make a move as well. Everyone is pushed up so far, and now the smoke comes out mid. I think Foosbot have an altercation with Malik here, potentially. I don't know if he'll actually contest the angle or not. We can also see Recurse is pushed up pretty far into Museum. I think he's also waiting to pounce. Malik throws another smoke there. I wonder if he's going to peek it or not. Oh, and Fu is gonna win that gunfight onto Malik, and now Gainsey trying to do some work. He's gonna get one, but not before Jimmy refrags, and now the A assault is on. Invictus ready to make their move onto the A side. They've already taken control of it, actually, because of that museum lurk. And yeah, Recurse is able to find one, and they should get a bomb plant here. Actually, maybe they're gonna rotate or something. I don't know. They haven't planted yet. Okay, now the plant is finally coming out. Smoke on site. Help them get some cover and plant the bomb. No one playing up top, so this will be a very interesting retake.
2v2 here. Bomb slowly taken down. They should push in together here. Waiting till the last possible second. Valgrind giving away his position, and look at that. Played perfectly. I mean, that is like textbook retake right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I think Invictus, they had some map control. I think they gave up too much of it, you know? Like, if you secure top control there, that retake automatically becomes, like, you know, 5 times harder. But they all decided to back up and play those lower angles, and it made it a bit harder for them to hold that post plant. We also, interestingly enough, have our first sniper of the game being bought by Jepa. I wonder where he's going to take that sniper and try and find some value with it.
Seems like it's going to be right up top here, double doors.
Now, Elevate has a really interesting setup. They don't play anyone top, it seems. Or at least, I think they do, but they focus more on Museum than on the stairs. They just hold the stairs from bottom.
Mm-hmm. It's usually the best place to be when you have that sniper. Right now, I'm trying to get some picks. That's where the Breacher's set up. Jepa trying to work the ratio. I can hear the shots going off, but nobody has been hit just yet. Gainsey is the player working up top there for Team Elevate. About a minute here on the clock. We should start seeing some movement from the breach side. It seems like B is going to be the side of choice. You can see them slowly beginning to inch around here. The bomb is in the hands of Jimmy. Be interesting to see where Jepa tries to set up with this ratio. Seems like he's moving here through mid. That grenade is going to do a little bit of damage to him. Actually drops him down to about 50 HP. Jimmy's with the first strike, but down the Fearless. He's just quickly eliminating Valgrind, and it's back and forth trades right now. Malik is going to eliminate Star, but now he's able to do a little bit of damage and drop down Jepa. That bomb has been planted, and now Elevate in this retake situation. We'll see how they play this. Invictus, Malik, and Jimmy both set up here. This is an interesting decision here. Look at him going all the way around here. Going to go ahead and reinforce his teammate via glass room. Gainsey. Ooh, that's a mean shot. Jimmy getting dropped, and Gainsey going to finish off Malik. Elevate with another round to their name here.
And their retakes have been on fire so far this match. I mean, if you're Invictus, it's got to feel a bit tough. You've gotten the plant how many times and let Elevate come and retake it from you, especially starting off with a man advantage after that plant. Or at least, you know, having it even. It can be kind of tough, you know, and I guess a bit discouraging.
Yeah, most definitely. 5-round advantage here to Team Elevate. Invictus, best case scenario here. I mean, you're on the breach side. You want to at least get 3 rounds before going into the flip. Any more you can get, better. But 3 rounds, I would say, is really what you want to try to get on the breach side here on this map.
On Gainsey, but have a bit of a lineup here. He's able to find 2. He's gonna have to get flashed out a bit. Finds 3, eats that nade. He's still going. He gets the 4th with the frag. Jepa is going to come in and refrag from Museum, but not before he shuts down the push completely. I mean, oh my goodness. I saw the lineup and I was like, okay, hold on. I feel like something is about to happen here. All these players lined up against the wall. Gainsey ready to peek. I knew something crazy was gonna happen there, and it did. I feel like the stairs are usually that one place, where like everyone lines up, you know? Like I think we see the most kill feeds when people try and push up top. If they don't have the right utility, it's so easy for those coalition players to just swing out and find a nice and easy kill feed.
Yep, exactly. I think we saw that yesterday too. I forget. I think it was in the Asia stream. Maybe it was a South America stream where one team did that. I'm forgetting who it was, but I do remember seeing that yesterday. Quick little pause there, and now we are on the road again. 6 rounds. That's what Elevate currently leads by. Just a few rounds away from the flip here. Currently, if it stays like this and Invictus isn't able to put any more points on the board, it's going to be 11-1 going on the flip. And that is not going to be good for Team Invictus. They really need to try to get a point or two on the board here. Jeppa is going to try to make that happen. Is he opening up here, putting down Mr. Teen right there. Fearless, trying to find some players. You know, there's on his left and right. He's moving over towards his left side to get a snatch and protect that bomb. Coming in, getting dropped down to 72 HP. Quickly looking over to the smoke, and he's going to hop back over here to his left. Mr. Uka is here, moving from the behind, and he's going to catch Recurse off guard. He finds one, tries to go for the double, but Malik is going to put him on the ground, pop at his top like soda pop. Only a minute left here on the clock, but Invictus does have the man advantage, and now the pace has been slowed down a little bit. Unknown to Elevate, though, that bomb has made it all the way over to the A site, and it has been planted. Roles reversing here now. Elevate has to play the offense, where Invictus is on defense. Jimmy loses a huge and crucial gunfight there. It's like as soon as the bomb goes down, Invictus just turns into absolute mush. They get the bomb planted, they get into a great spot, and then they start losing each and every time.
No way he ninja diffuses, right? Okay, no, they're not going to let him.
But there's Gainsey easily taking down Vulgrant.
Oh, they're going to try it again. Gainsey's not done yet. He's sticking the... Oh, is he going to stick it? Oh, Malik is able to find the wall bang. Invictus finally winning a retake situation. So their first round in a while, they let Elevate get some momentum, which, I mean, it's not super uncommon on Legacy. You know, you shouldn't count out Invictus or anything. I mean, super coalition-sided map, but it definitely is nice to see them win after getting so many bomb plants in a row and losing those retakes. Take a look at our scoreboard here. Gainsey popping off right now. I mean, this man has been on fire this game. Over on the side of Invictus, we can see Malik is doing some nice things for his team as well.
Star has been the first one to open it up here, finding Jimmy. Again, I think best case scenario here for Invictus, you get, well, not best case. Best case is you win everything and close at 7-5, but like what you want, you at least want to get 3 points on the board. And they're only one round away from getting that. This is a very coalition-sided map. I'm not surprised necessarily about the score the way it is right now. It's kind of what you expect for a team that, both of these teams. The Breach side is very difficult on this map. Uka down here, double doors, firing some shots, not connecting anybody. Vulgrant takes a little bit of blind fire, but not a whole lot. Star is going to drop down Vulgrant. Malik trying to stay alive, but Star with a quick little pistol flip is going to drop him down on the ground. Elevate has retaken their lead up 6.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Invictus, you need to try and get at least one more round here before the half ends. Elevate, I mean, they've been doing very good so far. I think they won't have much of a problem making it 10-2 as long as Invictus, you know, slips up and keeps making mistakes, or at least if Elevate don't make any mistakes and give them some opening picks here. I mean, this wallbang spam is just already amazing. Look how much damage is done, and the flashbang as well. So much damage. Fu able to find a 3K. Vulcan comes in with a deagle for a refrag. Gainsey trying to find this pick. Some whiff shots, pulls out the pistol, but Vulcan is going to take him out. Wait a minute, Invictus is turning the tides on this round. I thought it was over for them. And just like that, we're down to a 1-versus-1, Vulcan versus Existing. Both players still very high on HP, but Vulgrant doesn't have as much armor. I believe it will take less shots to kill Vulgrant. And he still has a minute to work with. I think Exist is trying to read a possible rotation, but it seems as though Vulgrant hasn't made a move yet. Actually, maybe they'll dance around each other. I mean, Exist sitting on the B side, and we can see Vulgrant making a move towards the spawn potentially. I think he's going to try and rotate B from spawn. They could run into each other here. But again, time slowly ticking down. Exist has a very good spot right now, just holding this mid push. I don't know if Vulgrant will clear this corner. If he doesn't, then Exist does have the element of surprise on him.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting. You're about to come in. I think he's going to shot in the back. Yep, there it is. Exist is going to drop Vulgrant down to the ground. All you had to do is exist in that corner. Just sit there and wait. And he comes right here like a spider caught in the web. Round at number 12 here. Last round before we go into the flip. 9-3, or is it going to be 10-2? That's what we're about to find out. Invictus has enough to go ahead and mostly full buy, not completely.
See, now that's the kind of thing that makes me feel strange, you know? Like, how come Vulgrant has 2,800 and they're not stacking up on that utility? Like, it's the final round.
Yeah, exactly. Should have gone out with a little bit more.
Recurse able to find one though. Maybe they won't need it for this execute. Malik getting a headshot on the Fearless as well. Gainsey does find a refrag, but right now Invictus has the man advantage. It is a 2-versus-4. Gainsey able to drop another one. And now the bomb is going down. It seems as though Gainsey might be going... Oh, maybe he tried to fake out a wide rotation. It's going to cause Jimmy to go back and hold the flank towards the glass, potentially. Fu able to drop one. Gainsey, what is that? Jumps through the smoke and finds both? Oh my goodness. No way. Talk about a play. I mean, this man has showed up today. He's 19-6 right now. I mean, what is this? What am I watching from Elevate? Gainsey just showed up ready to dominate. I don't know what to say to that.
Like I said, when they started season 4.
Yeah, I mean, season 4, you're right. Like, they were so good in season 4, they took a break, but they're definitely not, you know, being counted out so far. I mean, just their presence so far has been amazing in this half. Now, we'll have to see if they can show up as well on the breach side. It seems as though they might be pushing up over towards mid here. Star not able to get that pick on a Jimmy. He's going to get tagged pretty low, though. And now all these players have pushed up towards B from the mid side, it seems. Malik able to find another one. Elevate currently does not have the man advantage. Malik doubling up, maybe potentially making it 3. He's going to get some nice damage. Gainsey is alone now. I don't think he wins this one out. He gets some nice damage, but cannot find the kills. Invictus able to win this pistol round. That's going to be huge for their potential comeback here.
Bomb has been defused.
And Invictus, they're forcing up. They're not going to be taking any light bites here, it seems. They really want to try and make sure that they get as much momentum as they can. On the side of Elevate, full eco. Only one duel coming out on their side. Rest of them rocking P250. So they are going for the full save, which is, you know, an interesting strat. You know, you got the bomb plant. You should have a little extra money to work with, but it seems as though they're saving even more. Maybe they don't want to take an eco in the near future, so they're going to try and save up as much money as possible. Currently, right now, they're all contesting mid. It doesn't seem as though Invictus is going to swing this or anything. And right now, Elevate, they're playing the waiting game. They still have plenty of time to work with. The question is, what's their ultimate game plan here for this round? Are they going to go for a bomb plant? They're going to try and get some picks. Several things could happen here. Jetpa, oh, he turns right as they push him, but Jimmy able to get a 3K sprint on an ace! Oh my god! What were we talking about earlier? About how the stairs is the best place to get those lineups?
I think we should go ahead and rename the stairs to buffet. Like, I think that's the kill buffet right there. I mean, he's like, really, you line up there and it's all over, man. Invictus flexing a little bit here on the coalition side. Still very early on. This will be the first round. Elevate has enough weapons to really do anything since the flip. We'll see what they can do here on the breach side. I think this is their first full real breach side round. Multiple shots being fired. Nobody can get anything yet. Elevate really spread out. Just watching angles working. You can see here Gainsey is really creeped up here. Looks like he's about to peek over towards B, but no, he's going to go ahead and back on off of there and try to regroup. Getting the sense they might begin to start moving over towards A. We're looking for that opening pick here. Invictus staying very disciplined, not pushing up. There's no need to. The time is on their side. All you have to do is sit and wait. Under a minute now to work with. I just realized Star has the ratio pulled out. Where's he at? Here he is.
Ooh, now this is a nice angle to hold. If Malik walks into his crosshair and decides to... Oh, see, they keep they keep getting timing, you know? Like, they keep turning at the worst times. I feel like, Star, you gotta hold this now. Get this pick on Malik. Oh, surely he spotted him there.
Oh my gosh.
Man. Oh, he sees the helmet. Volgren is gonna get dropped by Star. What an amazing sniper shot. And that's an opening pick for Elevate. The question is, what do they do with this? I mean, they've gotten to pick on B. Are they gonna decide to keep pushing it? Because right now Invictus, they still have 3A. And it seems they are gonna push over here. Jetpa spamming through the smoke, unable to find one though. But Malik is still holding it down. He's able to get a 3K, and Star's the last one alive now. But Malik has already done his job. He shut down any hopes Elevate had of winning that round.
I'll bring the scoreboard up. I gotta see this. Malik and Gainsey. I was gonna say they gotta both be on the top. 17-10, 20-9. A little bit of a battle going back and forth between these two for who's gonna carry their team.
Either way, both these players definitely showing up right now.
Oh, but yeah, phenomenally well. Moving into round number 16 right now. Oh, the collateral, no way. And he goes back for the third. Is he gonna get the fourth? I would get out of there. I would leave. Jeppa's gonna put down Fearless. If I was Fearless, man, I would have run away in fear. Malik finishes off Star, and Invictus is closing the gap even closer now, only to 4. Wow.
The amount of plays I've seen in this game, I'm telling you. I don't know what's going on, but this is like the most exciting match.
That's a top clip right there.
And now Volgren pulls out a sniper as well. Maybe they will, or I'm sorry, Star pulls out a sniper as well. I think they're going to battle each other potentially. It seems Elevator showing some presence over towards mid right now. Oh, and Star's going to win that duel versus Volgren. He's going to get that opening sniper pick, and that is the ratio down for Invictus. Star showing he still has that experience, I guess.
Yeah. Jimmy. Hanging out on the buffet, maybe trying to go for another flip.
Currently down to a 5 versus 4. Still a minute to work with on the clock. The bomb drop towards Museum, which makes you think Elevate want to ultimately go for the A execute here. Jeppa kind of jiggling this mid. He spots a couple players. The question is, will he recontest it? Flash coming out. Maybe he'll try to peek it. No, he's just going to try and force them to shoot some warning shots. I think he's just trying to get in their heads here. Jeppa's still jiggling this. Always spots Gainsey there. And I think now Jeppa's going to back up. Elevate, they know that mid is not the way to go right now. At least Invictus are locking down this crossfire pretty effectively. Yeah, no, they're just playing the waiting game here, but now the smoke comes out towards mid. They're going to push towards B, but Jebba's able to find a 2K spray through the smoke, and Malik able to find another pick as well. And he's going to make that 2, trying to get that third. Fearless gets tagged down pretty low. No more armor for him. And Malik is going to drop him with the XD. Huge round by him. I'm telling you, man, every time Elevate, they try and go B towards the end of the round. They get some picks and they say, all right, we're going to go B now. And then Malik is there and he says, nope, I am the anchor of this site. You're not getting past me. He just keeps shutting them down over and over again. It makes you feel like Elevate, they got to try and go for an A commit here because B just isn't working out for them.
Yeah, I agree. As we were talking about earlier, this coalition side is powerful on this map. Round number 18 underway here. You can see a couple players moving up here through mid. Jeppa might move across there. He's going to stay off. Uka looking around. Star also moving up here through mid. Jeppa could have a little buffet if he peeks around that corner, but he's staying disciplined here. Able to reinforce his double doors and A if need be. Star looking to see if he can find another incredible pick here.
I tell you what though, if he's gonna pick off one player, it's gotta be Malik. That's the man you gotta be looking out for.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh my
Jimmy.
god.
Gotta get him off those top stairs, man. Jeppa is here, flashbang going out. Recurse gonna find Existing, who got a little overzealous here. Ooh, we're gonna see it here. There's one going down. No, back, take that back. Gainsey is gonna eliminate him. 30 seconds here on the clock. The bomb trying to be planted, but Volker comes in, prevents it from going down. Gainsey picking that bomb up. Mr. Uka comes around the corner and finally puts a point on the board for Elevate. Since they got into the flip, they had been in a little bit of a drought.
Oh yeah, and definitely you can tell just by looking at the money situation from Invictus. I mean, they were looking pretty rich. A couple of their players still over 6K. That's going to be 3 of them. They're very rich right now. Whereas on the side of Elevate, their money collectively isn't that great. They have gotten some nice rounds, some nice picks. They just haven't been able to close out the rounds. That was the first time they actually did, and it was on the A site. I wonder if they'll continue to keep hitting A or if they'll try and contest B again.
You know, it's interesting. You're talking about cash. I'm looking at Jimmy and Malik, respectively. 6,800 cash there. They didn't buy a gun for Volgren. He's just using the Deagle. It's kind of an odd decision here because if they lose this, Elevate will be at match point.
That is true. Volgren playing a bit aggressive, which is, I was going to say maybe he might just be trying to play for his teammate's gun or something, but he's playing kind of solo right now, and
Yeah.
not in a good position to be grabbing a gun from his teammates. So you're not wrong. That is a very interesting decision.
Yeah, they got plenty of cash to work with. And again, you lose this round because you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. It's match point for Elevate. Only one more mistake.
So 40 seconds on the clock. These players making their way over towards the museum. We can see the bomb here. Recurse is holding a pretty nice angle here. I wonder if they'll expect him here. See, Elevate, they're a bit paranoid. He held it down from the rafters last time. And right now, Elevate are probably just a bit scared to peek this. They know he might be playing there. Jimmy about to get some action here as well. It seems both of these players ready to push him. But no, Gainsey's going to get the headshot. Jeppa tries to find one, but he can't. Gainsey doubles up with the entry there. And it seems as though Recurse got dropped as well. Elevate have taken A side by storm. It is a 5v2. Make that a 5v1. Volgren, the only one left with just the deagle. Maybe gonna try and recover a weapon or something. Get some nice little chip damage. But he can't really find the kill there. And yeah, he's pinned in a corner right now. All these players pre-firing him. They want to make sure that he gets dropped ASAP. And Invictus, they're gonna lose that round. Elevate are taking us to match point. Definitely not what the community was expecting so far with the star as far as the votes. I mean, we saw it before. It was like 88% in favor of Invictus. And right now, Elevate are looking like they very well will take map 1.
Yep. And looking at the YouTube poll here, just for map number 1, 57% in favor of Invictus, 43% in favor of Elevate. Invictus definitely the favorites coming here into this best of 3. Still could win this, but it is going to be incredibly difficult for them.
Look at how aggressive Jeppa's getting. That's the kind of ballsy play you need to do. Sometimes throw Elevate off guard a bit. You know, you need to try and get a huge impact kill without overextending, and he was able to do just that.
Yep. Malik here trying to work. Been a little quiet the last couple of rounds. Maybe it's time to get that foghorn out, make some more noise. Volgren gonna catch Uka off guard. Quickly switches over to his left. He's in a, I don't know what he's trying to do. I think he was a little confused. I don't think he meant to drop his gun, and he's gonna lose his life there. Recurse puts down Gainsey, preventing him from doing any ridiculous damage to his team, and it's Fearless left alive here for Elevate to try to clutch this up in this 1v3. A couple of utilities going out, and it seems like Invictus has secured round number 20 here. Still a bit of time for Fearless to work with, but it's definitely gonna be difficult.
I mean, this is smoked here. He could potentially isolate these gunfights.
Oh, man,
oh no, they heard him pick up the utility. See, that was... I feel like if that utility wasn't there on the ground, they were going to expect him there. But he ran over it.
Yeah, Recurse was positioned perfectly. Here's Volgren, 9 and 17. I was just about to say, I want to see what was wrong where he doesn't have as much cash. 9 and 17. I'm also looking at Fearless, 9 and 15 as well. Both these players struggling a little bit here in map number 1. 24 and 12 for Gainsey and 22 and 13 for Malik. Dang. Guys, I think Recurse bought Volgren an AUG because I think he had 6,800. I would say I hope they don't keep an AUG away from him at this point, or a type of gun. Quick trade going out here mid. Star's life getting saved there.
He's going to choose to drop the sniper. Probably knows he won't find much value with it at this point. And Elevate have still left the bomb in spawn as well. They have a little over a minute to work with here. Jeppa able to recover some nades. Gonna chuck one over towards mid. It's actually gonna get Fu pretty low. Down to 40 HP. Flash coming out as well. I think they're just trying to scare Elevate away from pushing mid. They don't want them to contest it right now, but so far they're holding their ground. And I think maybe we'll see a B rotation. I mean, look at that bomb making its way over towards glass while these players sit here and anchor the mid position for them. Jeppa is ready to strike. Who's going to win this gunfight, though? Oh, they're lining up right now. Okay. I know it's because of the smoke, but I thought they were about to line up for him. And there it is. Jeppa able to find them both. Now these players are up towards glass. I don't think Malik is where they pushed. Now he's going to have to hit the flick, but he can't do it. Elevate at least able to secure a bomb plant for this round. They are down a man, but I mean, you never know. They could win this retake. Invictus do have the mana advantage and the HP advantage as of right now, though.
Do or die here for them. Smoke grenade coming in, existing, flash just a little bit, and now he's back. Oh, mean shot there on Jep. He's oh
My god, it's over. Fearless comes in and saves his life. Wow.
Elevate with the I feel like it's kind of odd to say with the upset, but I mean, the community definitely thought Invictus was easily going to be winning this best of 3 series. Obviously, still 2 more maps, but I would say it's a little bit of an upset coming in. Elevate showing they have not just been sitting around being lazy, just drinking G Fuel in the off time they've had since Circuit Season 4. They have definitely been practicing and working hard behind the scenes. A very good win over Invictus here in map number 1. Well played to them. Invictus can definitely play. I'm looking forward to them getting into map number 2 and seeing what these teams do decide to do. But I think it's definitely a lot closer than maybe the community votes and whatnot were leading people to think at the beginning of it. It should be a close map too, I bet.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it will be. And Legacy was also just a very interesting map overall, for them to pick first. Again, the map that both these teams don't really have much experience on. I wonder if that could have played part into Elevate's success here, just the fact that Invictus doesn't have as much playtime on it. Again, Elevate didn't either. But just the fact that it's more of an uncommon map, and it's also much more lopsided towards Coalition. They let Elevate get 10 rounds
Yep.
on the Coalition side. Invictus, they had so many rounds that were so close and they weren't able to close them out. Some of those post-plant situations, they were losing those retakes. It makes you wonder, they probably could have won that game if they would have secured more of those post-plant rounds.
Yeah, exactly. There was, I was just looking at the stats quickly. Elevate 6 maps played on Legacy. They've won all 6. Compared to Invictus, it's 3 or a total of 6 played, but have won 3, lost 3. So not as much experience compared to other maps when you look at it where they've played it 8, 10, 12 times for both of these teams. But Elevate did seem to have the edge in Legacy, and it definitely showed their map number 1. Folks, we're going to get map number 2 prepared, and now is the perfect time to go ahead and get yourself a new shaker full of G Fuel for map number 2. And if you just ran out, or maybe you're thinking like, I don't have a shaker to put any G Fuel in, that kind of sucks. Well, we got you covered here. Code Esports Mobile can get you 20% off anything on gfuel.com. That's right, 20% off your entire purchase at gfuel.com. No matter what the case is, you want to pick up some shakers, you want to pick up some merch, get yourself some cans, it doesn't matter. Whatever the case is, you can get 20% off by using code Esports Mobile at checkout, which helps us out here at Mobile Esports, which we do greatly appreciate and saves you some change on the amazing product that is G Fuel. Once again, code Esports Mobile to get 20% off any product at gfuel.com at checkout. All right, we're going to go into the flip here. It should be about 10 to 15 minute break, and we should be back with map number 2. The teams have to join, get the recordings done, make sure everything is on the up and up before we can start. So that should start now, and we will see you on the flip side. Yo, 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 welcome back, everybody, to the World Stream, the first World Stream weekend. I am Son of Death, and I am joined by Manthus. Elevate has just won map number 1, and we're preparing map number 2 as we speak. Again, Elevate leading here in this best of 3 series 1-0 over Invictus. A little bit of an upset, it seemed. You look at the community polls, and it was, what, 88% or something like that in favor of Invictus coming into this. And again, same with the YouTube poll. The community vote is overall. The YouTube poll is specifically in the moment what you think is going to happen with map 1. And at the end of it, it was what I think 60% in favor of Invictus and about 40% in favor of Elevate. And Elevate ended up coming up with an impressive win over Team Invictus. It'll be interesting to see what happens in map number 2. What really stood out to you in map 1, Manthus?
I mean, just overall, I think the fact that Invictus, when they were playing on the breach side, they were able to, get plants. They were doing good. They weren't able to close the rounds, and I think closing those rounds really affected them here, because only getting 2 rounds on the breach side, you don't have a lot of comfort zone on the flip, right? Elevate only needs to get 3 to win, and they weren't able to keep up the momentum on the coalition side that Elevate was. So definitely there was a lot of lost retakes. We just saw one right there when Elevate was able to win one from Invictus. Yeah, so a lot of lost retakes from them that they probably should have been winning. I think that could have been one of the things that caused their downfall on this map. I mean, again, I get it, people gotta vote for Invictus. I mean, they were the previous champions of the most recent circuit, right? So like, oh yeah, this was the amazing play right here. We got a 4K, yeah. I think.
Yeah, he throws a frag grenade out to get the last player at the last second. That was just perfect.
We get the little ragdoll effect there at the end.
Yeah, truly. That saw it so early in map 1. Invictus, they get the bomb plant, they looked really good, and then they just totally melted. It's like, putting an ice cube in the hot summer day. They just melted completely as soon as they got the bomb plant, and then Elevate would come in and clean it up. When that happened 3-4 times, Invictus, I mean, sure, maybe give Elevate 1 or 2 retakes, but at least there should have been 2 extra points on the board there for Invictus, which would have made things a little closer. So early on, Invictus making those mistakes, just again, totally melting, falling apart when that bomb got planted, and Elevate just coming in and cleaning it up. That really helped them get some extra rounds on the coalition side, which made it easier for them on when the flip happened, and they only needed a couple rounds on the breach side. Malik really stood out to me, as well as Gainsey. Both these players having huge moments. We just saw that kill there on the stairs from him. Truly phenomenal performance by Gainsey, as well as Malik. Both those players finished with about a 2 KD or above 2 KD by the time map number 1 was over. If that carries on over into map number 2, that'll definitely be interesting. But we saw Star pulling out the sniper rifle a little bit, and I forget who's pulling the sniper rifle out on the side of Invictus.
I believe it was Volgren.
Was it
Volgren? Or was it Jeppa? It might have been both. Yeah, maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah, but it will give them the opportunity to maybe work those ratios a little bit more, some of the longer range weapons a little bit more than you would be able to on this. So many lines of sight coming in now. And another thing to take into consideration is we saw the SCAR utilized a lot yesterday in the Asia and South America regions. Ooh. Now, some of these teams have gentleman's agreement, like, okay, yes, technically by the rules, they state we can use these guns, but we're not going to use them. I'm not going to use them. You're not going to use them. It's a gentleman's agreement. No charb tech, get that reference. Shout out to you. You've been around for a little bit. So I don't know if they have a gentleman's agreement on that or not. It seems like they do, being nobody pulled it out here. This would be a great map to utilize that on, having an AR you can scope in with and be a little more mobile. So I'm assuming there's a gentleman's agreement there. But if there's not, that could also be an interesting gun being pulled out. You put that in the hands of Gainsey or Malik, and things can get really interesting as well.
Oh yeah, and the SCAR is just... I'm a little interested that they didn't pull it out again. I'm not sure if it was the gentleman's agreement. It could also be the fact that Elevate might not just have as much practice as it. I mean, we know these players have been sort of on and off, but not really competing much recently, and the SCAR was banned back when they were competing. And so maybe they just don't have as much playtime with the weapon. That could be another reason they're not pulling it out, right? I mean, they might not be as familiar with it. But I wouldn't be surprised if we definitely saw some of these players pulling it out on Canals. I mean, it's a very nice, well-rounded weapon, especially for those long-range maps. So definitely I'm looking forward to seeing some potential SCAR gameplay on our next map.
Yeah, most definitely. And that next map should be ready here in just a couple of minutes, folks. The teams have to join up. If you aren't familiar with the process, you can actually check out the rules. It explains everything. You have to join up, do some recordings, make sure everything is on the up and up, and then we can actually go ahead and get on into the map. And some of the players need to go ahead and do some recharge and stuff like that. So again, just a couple more minutes to go ahead and get into map number 2, which will be on Canals. Invictus is losing currently in this best of 3 series. If they do win this next upcoming map, this map number 2, we will be going over to Port, which will be our 3rd map, which I think would be a lot of fun to see both these teams compete on. I hope that's where we're going.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think we're going into the knife round right now.
Now, a little interesting fact looking at the Canals stats here, we can see Invictus, they've played Canals a decent amount. They've won it 6 times and lost 4. Now, Elevate, again, I know they've sort of been out of the picture for a bit, but Canals is their most played in one map. I mean, they've won it 18 times and lost 3. So Elevate definitely have way more wins on Canals in the past than Invictus. Now, I don't know if this will carry over into this match or not, but as of right now, the statistics seem to be favoring Elevate as far as the map selection. No, I'm not really sure what's going on here. I guess we're not actually in the knife round right now or something. I think they're about to restart it.
Yeah, we should have a restart coming in. Yep, players seem to be AFK, so they're going to restart the knife, and this is actually going to be the knife round here, folks. Again, Canals get some beautiful cinematic shots of it right now, taking a look at that B bomb site. And now we are in the knife. Let's go ahead and do this. Taking their time here. Slowly moving up. We'll see who decides to engage first. Test of patience here. Seems like Invictus is going to be the one.
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
Oh my gosh. Existing.
Wait.
What is
It's like, wait a minute. Is there about to be a comeback here or something?
Yeah, it looks like there is a gentleman's agreement on the side of Elevate and Invictus not to use the Scar. Couldn't get full confirmation on it, but I was just talking to a couple people, and it seems like there is a gentleman's agreement not to use it. So probably won't be seeing the Scar pulled out here, but ratio definitely on the table, so we should be seeing some more of that longer range action. We talked about it a little bit yesterday, just briefly. The HK, I think, is a terribly underutilized weapon. It would be a great gun to pull out here on Canals. Get some long-range action with it. And even the close-range stuff, it's not the best, or more mid-range. It's not the best gun, but it can still hold its own if you spend a little bit of time practicing with it.
But yeah, definitely I hope we'll be seeing some HKs pulled out. Heading into this pistol round, though, we're seeing not as many deagles as I was expecting. You know, I would expect a lot more deagles from these teams. Oh, Jimmy, I think he spotted that player out. He's not going to find the kill. Mixage will get it. Elevate, currently down 1 player. And Fearless is tagged down very low as well. And it seems as though, wait a minute, Star's pushed up all the way in their spawn. They definitely know A side is clear now. I mean, he's pushed up super far. They have a lot of map control. Jeppa able to kill Fearless off that cross. He was very low. And now Elevate, they should be able to get this bomb plant. The retake will be probably a bit easier for Invictus, considering, you know, just the fact that they have the player advantage. And also these players don't have armor, most of them. Star able to find one with a tag there. Wait a minute. Star is alone in a 1v3. I don't think he'll win this one out. 70 HP, and they're already sticking the defuse. Yeah, you can't do much in this situation. I mean, the bomb is just being defused. He knows it's over. Maybe he can find some exit picks here, but not even that. The players get tagged very low, but no actual picks for him.
Still got the bomb planted. Ended up losing that, but a little extra cash going into Elevate accounts because they got that bomb planted. Invictus definitely going to go ahead and utilize that investment that was just given to them. They're not going to waste it. They're not going to be taking it out. And never mind, I won't go there. They're buying AUGs. They're buying M4s. It's going to be Deagles set up over here for Elevate. Only, it was 2 P250s, 3 Deagles, it looks like. Or actually, no. I think it's vice versa. 2 Deagles, 3 P250s. Malik's going to be opening up, finding one. Goes for the third, but quickly dropped by Existing, who comes in and doubles up with the P250, dropping down Malik and Vulcan respectively. Jimmy coming in. That bomb is going to get planted. He's coming across Coalition Bridge and prevents that bomb from being planted. Star puts him down on the ground before he can do more damage to his team. And Invictus is quickly going to clean it up. Mixage and Jep are the last players left alive. We didn't get to see Mixage in map 1, but here he is playing for his team Invictus. Definitely somebody to keep an eye on here as we move further on into map number 2.
Oh yeah, that was a huge eco round by Elevate, and I know we were talking about how EU is the best region for eco rounds. They always win the most eco rounds. Now I know we didn't see too much of that action happening on Legacy, just because I think that map is just way harder to push and stuff like that when you have to take an eco. But I think on Canals, especially with these deagles in play, we'll be seeing a lot of very intense eco rounds. You know, nothing too lopsided when a team is eco. I mean, they just put up a very good fight, got 3 picks when they didn't have any guns. So, I mean, yeah, overall, the eco rounds are going to be really good, I think, this game.
Yep. Yeah, quick pause coming here. Somebody's having a connection issue, so we should be back into it in just about 20 seconds here. Invictus leading 2-0. Not a huge surprise so far. Probably will end up taking the next round as well. It looks like Elevate is going to go ahead and just stick with pistols once again. As typically what you see. You usually see the first 3 rounds. If you win the pistol round, the next 2 rounds go to the team that won the pistol round. And then about round 4, round 5 is where the team that lost starts putting some points on the board. If not, then it's really going to be lopsided. But I don't expect that from Elevate. So I was wrong. Elevate ended up going and buying some good gear here. Star pulling out the ratio. We were talking about that. And SGs for the rest of the team. No ratio pulled out from Invictus here. Star popping around the corner, checking his B long. Not going to find anybody. Malik Flash dissipating through him. He's coming back and continuing to watch that A site. Right now, Elevate's just hanging out here. Trying to figure out which way they want to go. Definitely favoring A side here. They're playing more towards mid, but they could easily move back around towards B via their spawn. All very grouped up here right now mid-map. A nice frag grenade could really soften them up. They got to be careful. Jeppa still has one, as well as Mixage. Volgrit rocking that Season 5 skin. That looks so good. The unofficial name, the Golden Tiger. And now they're beginning to move back here. That call-out seems to have come in to make that rotation around here towards that B site.
You know, interestingly enough, Fu choosing to anchor over towards A. Maybe he'll try and get some rotation picks as Elevate make their move. Gainsey gets that pick onto Jimmy. That's going to be our first pick of the round. Mal making his way on the side. He's able to drop Jeffa as well. A huge performance from him. And now we can see the lurk from Fu potentially come into play here. He's still elbow, but no, Malik is going to drop him, actually, it seems. The bomb is still making its way over towards Cafe. And I'm not sure if Mixage is aware that the bomb is below him. He's about to get backstabbed. And I don't think he knows this. Oh, he jumps through the smoke, though. It's not going to matter. But Star, what is that? Hits the flick little shot there onto Mixage. He doesn't even care that he has a sniper. He wins that gunfight anyways. And Gainsey, you got to love this aggressive off angle from him. I mean, he's low. He knows he has to take something, you know, catch him off guard. That's the only way he's going to win the gunfight. But I don't think Invictus will be pushing it anyways. It seems as though they are choosing to save the weapons, which, you know, pretty smart choice by them. They don't have a whole lot of cash to work with here. Securing an SG and an AUG definitely seems like a good idea for them right now.
Agreed. First point, about to go here towards Elevate. That bomb is going to be going off.
Oh, and Volgren able to find 2. He's going to get traded by Exist, but not before we put a little damage towards the economy of Elevate. I think they really wanted to save that SG and they weren't able to, but at least they were able to drop a couple guns off of Elevate. Them picking up their first round, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, really, honestly, great right there from Invictus. You know, he ended up losing his life, has to rebuy this round, but was able to take 2 players with him. So overall, I think that was a pretty good round there for Invictus, all things considered. But definitely a little better for Elevate as they're able to put a point there on the board. Invictus now in a broken buy situation. Jimmy pulling out the FP6 and AUG in the hands of Malik. Mixage rocking the EM4 and the Deagles in the hands of Jepra and Volgrant. More of a full buy coming in from Elevate as we move into round number 4 as they're looking to try to tie this up.
So, you know, if Jimmy doesn't find some good value with a shotgun in this round, I'll be disappointed. So many trades coming in, existing, doubling up, and now Jimmy's going to have an altercation with who's going to drop him. There is the shotgun pick we were waiting to see, and now it is a 3 versus 3. 2 players with guns. Star's going to find Jimmy, though, and now Jeppa and Mixage are in for the retake. Seems both of them are coming in from the flank. Jeppa doesn't have a rifle to work with. Maybe he'll be able to secure one from elbow, but as of right now, no armor either. So it's going to be a difficult retake for Invictus, but it seems as though they might be trying to go for it. Both these players walking up very slowly. Jeppa, AK in hand. Now Elevate have a very nice little crossfire type setup happening on the site here. All 3 of these players just holding different angles respectively. So far Invictus, they haven't peeked out yet. Maybe they're saving again. Yeah, look at that. Jeppa able to get 2, 3. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm guessing there was no time. I feel like maybe I wonder if he would have had time if he went for that defuse. I feel like he would have, you know? I mean, that was a
It
while before the
would've
bomb
been-
blew up.
Yeah, it would have been close. Elevate
think-
getting that bomb planted has been clutch so far for them. This is early on, but then they're continuing to get that bomb planted, which even if they lose the rounds, them getting that bomb planted helps them with cash, which ultimately can help them win rounds later on.
You gotta wonder though, like I'm still focused on that last round. I mean, I feel like they had time to defuse, you know? It's like, is it really worth it just to save that AK? Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those calls you make in the heat of the moment. I mean, it's odd because, again, for me, I think I would have tried to defuse it, but obviously they saw something or heard something that we were missing, and they decided to not pick it up. But yeah, it is interesting they didn't try because it would have been close, but I almost think like they could have done it. Oh, that frag grenade could be huge. Does a decent amount of damage, and Jeff is able to get a mean wall bang with the AK-47 right there, dropping down Uka. Malik coming from behind. You can hear that pin. He's going to pop that reload, and Existing is going to put down Mixage here. Oh, Malik is just working it. Oh my gosh, it's like a work of art. Makes it look so easy. 1, reloads, 2, 3, just quickly crouching, moving to the left. So smooth. Invictus retakes their lead up by 1 here. What about the scoreboard? Is Malik back at the top here? Yeah, there he is. 9-3, continuing that impressive performance, bringing it over from map number 1. Jeppa also having a phenomenal map 2 here already, 6-1. Gainsey isn't showing up as much as he did in map 1 yet.
oh
my
Jimmy.
Gosh, Jimmy. And Volgren gonna get the full house here and finish off Existing and Star. Mixage did lose his top there, but at the end of the day, 4 players at the live for Invictus, and they're able to put that 4th point on the board.
As of right now, I think Elevate, they're gonna choose the force up. They have the money to work with, and Sniper coming out in response from Mixage. Now I know Mixage is a demon with the sniper. We got to see him do some work here this match. I am looking forward to it. I wonder where he is rocking that sniper now. It seems as though he's holding the B cross. I think he's a bit smoked off though. Jimmy kind of playing aggressively as well here. Flash is coming out towards elbow. Malik turns away and is able to find Fu after regrouping and peeking that a second time. These Elevate players are spread out a bit towards mid right now. Bomb in hand over towards A. Jimmy able to find one on the star there. Now we're down to a 5 versus 3 already. And Malik is pushing up, always able to find Existing, catch him off guard. Now both of these Elevate players are positioned over towards mid. Not really a good spot to be in right now, as all of these Invictus players are just everywhere all over the map. And, you know, they're able to just clean up that round. The map control of Invictus has been great so far. I mean, they're getting a lot more aggressive and feeling a lot more confident, I guess you could say.
Truly phenomenal. Elevate seems to be, I think it's Elevate who keeps requesting the round pauses due to some difficulties on there and the technical difficulties. You can see they're waiting to buy. So we have a quick another pause coming in. A technical, not a tactical pause here. Just need to go ahead and get back in the room and make sure everything is connected and back and ready to go. The Jeppa pulling out the ratio once again. Mixage seems to just be rocking the SG this round. I think did Jeppa throw that? Or I guess Mixage threw it off him. I was thinking here, or maybe I'm sorry. Is Jeppa going to throw it off to Mixage? Is what I was going on about, because we've seen Mixage do some phenomenal work with the sniper rifle in the past. Looks like Elevate is almost ready to go here, and we should be getting into round number 7 shortly. Here we go.
Round number 8 here coming into play in just a moment. Elevate currently down by 3 rounds. They did have a good performance last map. So far, Invictus are doing a pretty solid job in response here. And it seems Elevate has to take another eco. This could be a 6th round in favor of Invictus, but you never know. I mean, overall, these teams are typically better on eco rounds. We might see a little bit of a chaotic round here. Malik already getting aggressive elbow here. He's going to peek into a couple of those deagles, able to drop one, getting more chip damage, but it seems he might get dropped here. Yeah, Gainsey going to drop him, but so much damage is done in the meantime. All these players in the red HP zone. And now Volgren is here looking to see if he can get some refrags, but it's going to be Mixage and Jimmy who clean up the round. Elevate get dropped pretty quickly, but now they should be able to respond with a full buy heading into round number 9.
Invictus having a phenomenal performance so far here in map number 2. Still early on, just about halfway through the first half here. but definitely looking really good. Elevate needs to go ahead and start responding and putting a couple more points on the board, even though they will have that coalition side on the flip, which will definitely be nice for them. Round number 9 underway. Star, U ratio in hand, and Jeppa, U ratio in hand. See if they do any dueling out here. We're looking over towards T-Bridge, maybe. Frag grenade coming in. Malik gonna peep out, and he instantly gets dropped by Existing right there. That was really fast. He just controlled Zedum.
And I think Invictus or Elevator's starting to catch on. They know that Malik likes to peek elbow. They know Invictus are getting more aggressive, and they're starting to play more disciplined to see if they can punish them off of that. And yeah, Gainesy finds another one. They've already gotten 3 picks just from players pushing up and being in, very exposed angles. Now, Elevator looking like they should be able to take this round. I mean, they have an open B site. They will be getting the bomb plan here in just a second as well. They should at least be set for the future as far as their money. Surely they'll win this round. I wonder if Invictus will go for it. I mean, in the past, when they were in a 2v4 retake, they just chose to save the guns. So they might do the same again. But right now, it seems Jeppa might be going for it. I mean, he's pushed up pretty far with the ratio. Oh, spots Star there on top of the smoke, but he's not going to hit that shot. I think that smoke is just messing with his vision barely a little bit too much. Jeppa tries to run in and hit a shot, but he can't find exits. And now Volgrant is alone. He has some utility in hand. Maybe he could try and use his smoke to recover the sniper for his teammate. I think right now, though, he's expecting a swing exit. Doesn't even care. He's just going to swing out and headshot Volgrant there. And Elevate pick up their 3rd round. After letting Invictus snowball a little bit, they're able to stop the momentum.
Yeah, definitely what you want to see if you're an Elevate fan here. 6-3 as we got another pause. Yeah, it looks like Fearless is the one who's having the issues here. You can see everybody on Elevate full buy. Fearless has yet to pick anything up. So Fearless seems to be having some internet issues. Unfortunate for Elevate, they're having to deal with that. I would expect to see a sub coming in for Fearless in map 3, I would say, if we get there.
Actually, it seems it's Jeppa on the side of Invictus who is disconnected.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Now he's back. Now he's back in the room, but it might be Jeppa who's dealing with the connectivity issues. Either way, we gotta pause the rounds for a second. Make sure they can be back and ready to play the rounds. We don't want any unfair advantages or anything like that. But we should be ready to hop into round number 10 in just a moment here. Yeah, there we go. The pause is over, and now we're just back into the buy phase. Both teams responding with a full buy, and Star rocking a ratio none on the side of Invictus. So it'll be interesting to see if Star can find any value with that weapon or not.
Yeah, most definitely. Might see a little bit more of aggressive play from Invictus, being nobody's using that U ratio. Might see them, what was that, round number 6 it was in, where they played very aggressive and got a lot of control of the map really quick. Might see that situation again. Just a quick little mention here. Each team can request 2 pauses across all maps. So I think maybe we've been having some issues between both of these teams with some disconnection issues from the players. Map 2, round number 10 here. Invictus currently leading by 3, looking to take that lead up to 4. We'll see what's going to happen. Gainesy peeking around the corner. Volgrant right now holding his trash can. We should have heard him. Yep, there he is. Ooh, pops around, finds one, quickly moves back and throws that flashbang out. Repositions so he's got some better cover. Fearless is going to put down mixes, preventing from doing damage to his team. And you got to watch Jeppa down here, bottom cafe. Fearless and Star getting kills respectively. You were talking about trying to find some value. That sniper rifle, he finds one, misses the sail on the second, and ends up losing it. Jeppa puts him down on the ground. It's a 3 versus 2 now. Uka and Fearless the last alive for Elevate, while Malik, Jeppa, and Volgrant are the last alive here for Team Invictus. About to have an altercation between Uka. Malik is going to go ahead. Oh, I take that back. Volgrant stole that kill from him. And there it is. Malik going to put down Fearless, playing perfectly right there. There it is. Invictus taking their lead up to 4.
Yeah, only 2 rounds left in this half. Elevate, I mean, 3 rounds is not terrible, but I think ideally, if they want to take this map home, they want to try and get 1 or 2 more before the flip. Now, they are kind of, some of them have almost no money to work with after this round, so you gotta wonder, will they still be able to buy if they lose this round or not? So I feel like this round could be very important for Elevate. Volgrant swings out very early and gets dropped immediately. Malik is contesting elbow as well. They're going to flash him out. Surely now Elevate knows what he's doing, but no, Fu is still getting a drop by him. Some pre-fire action coming out here, but Malik is still doing a great job contesting it. Nade comes in for some chip damage. Almost players, but Gainesy's going to drop him ultimately. And now Jimmy is alone on A site. Mixage actually comes in to help with the rotation. They leave Jeppa alone on B, and Elevate have slowed it down a bit. They're not going for any particular commits or anything. Kind of just waiting this out. A lot of smokes down. They're going to see if they can wait out this utility, and they still have a minute to work with. So plenty of time to make a decision and see which side they should hit. Jimmy taking some shots over towards the A site, and now the flashes come in. Mixage able to drop one, make that a second. This is going to find one, but Mixage is not done. He gets a 4K. What is that?
What is that? Incredible. Mixage clutched it up there for his team. I think it was a great sub to bring Mixage back in after map 1. And he's showing he's definitely a valuable member of the team here. Team Invictus, 8-3 here, and they're trying to go into the flip up by a total of 6. We'll see if Elevate is going to be able to prevent that and keep it a little closer here. Round number 12 was the last round before the first half ends. Mixage might be able to continue a little bit of a streak he got last round. He's trying, making a lot of noise, but those players on the breach side being very disciplined and not coming out. Somebody ate a bit of a frag grenade. Daisy, I believe that did. Quick little trade there, Tree Hallway, and Ukai coming up big, doubling up with the SG in his hand, trying to go for the third player. Actually, there's no third player there. The bomb site is totally open, and Elevate is going to be able to plant the bomb. Only 2 players alive. Now make that 3 alive on Elevate, 2 alive here for Invictus. And it seems like Elevate might just be able to keep it closer here as they go into the flip. Honestly, it would be a fantastic half for Elevate if they're able to do this. Go into the half, the flip, you're only down by 4. There it is. They're going to go into the flip only down by 4, and now you're going to have the Coalition side coming into the flip. Not too bad.
Oh, definitely a solid half from both sides. We had some nice defensive setups. Now Elevate. The question is, how are they going to play on Coalition? I'm curious, because Invictus, they get aggressive. They like to take these ballsy peaks all the time. I wonder if Elevate will reflect the same playstyle, or if they're going to be a bit more passive, you know?
Yep.
But that's definitely one thing I like about Invictus. They are not scared to take some map control.
Well, and that's something sometimes you need to be able to do on the breach side. You need to be a little ballsy. You need to be able to play a little faster and move aggressively, take some more chances. You catch this Coalition off guard, and that's what helps you get some early rounds and can help you move across the finish line on the breach side. Here they coming around Tree Hallway. First to strike. Gainsey is going to be the man. Putting down Valkyrie. Quick trade coming in from Jeff down existence. It's Uka in there, doubling up with a pistol in his hand. Trying to go for the third. Malik and Jeppa. Excuse me, it's just Jeppa running away. Malik is also alive, but he is all the way wrapping himself around here. I believe he's coming up catwalk, maybe moving across Coalition Bridge here. Man, Jeppa just needed to wait a little longer. If he had, maybe Malik would have been able to help him. Malik moving in, might be able to find one player. He's not going to be able to. Uka dropping him down the ground, and that's the third man for him in the pistol round, and Team Elevate is going to be winning the pistol round. First round on the flip, giving them the cash advantage, which should help them take the next couple of rounds, and that would really close the gap.
Yeah, Elevate winning that pistol round is pretty huge. They're getting closer and closer to tying it up already on the flip. Invictus are going to take an eco round, but again, we know Invictus are the champions of eco rounds, at least from their previous tournament experience. They might find some picks here, but Existing able to double up, and Fu comes in with that 3K to clean it up. Not much happening. Again, most of them, I think they had P2s instead of Deagles. So not much value being found there. They just tried to go for a hard push, and it didn't really work out for them. Elevate taking that round nice and swiftly, but now Invictus responds with the first full buy of this half.
Again,
Seems all M4s here.
Yeah, a little ballsy move there to go for a full buy from Invictus, but it could really pay off for them here. Jeppa doubling up with the SG. That is definitely a big move there. Star, I think that was a misplaced smoke grenade. Flash coming in over his head, checking his B long right now. I thought there was going to be an altercation, but he pulls back just at the last second. That's the bomb carrier Jeppa there. I thought he was going to peek around the corner, but he's waiting for his teammates to push up here. It's Malik coming through Cafe. Star in a difficult spot here. You hear the bomb being planted. You know you got to pop around the corner. He was looking for the bomb planter instead of seeing if he had an extra man there with him. Existing is going to go down, and there it is. Team Invictus taking that round away from Elevate and re-extending their lead back to 3. It's 6-9 here, folks.
And I think Elevate is going to have to respond with an eco now after this round. We do see some Deagles coming out from them. I wonder what their setup is going to be looking like for this round. It seems they're just going for Actually, they're going to be going for an A stack. I was about to say default, but then these players turned around and went back over to A.
I could go for an A steak stack right now with like some cheese and sour cream. It'd be good.
Oh man, they have this ultimate setup here on the A side. I don't know if Invictus will contest it. Yeah, Jimmy's pushed up very far onto the upper cat. I think he's probably calling out to his teammates, hey, you guys should rotate. B's looking pretty open right about now. Fearless contesting this a little bit. Gonna spot that player there over towards God spot. And Volgren is kind of, oh, that nade does some huge damage onto those players. But now these players have to deal with Volgren before pushing out. He's going to get tagged once, and Gainsey getting the refrag. That's going to be a weapon dropped. However, all three of these players are pretty low. I mean, no armor to them. I believe one well-placed SG shot is all it takes in the chest to kill all of them.
I believe you're right.
And yeah, there it is. Fu, the last one alive on the A site. I wonder if Invictus will get a bit aggressive and try and push him. You know, he might be able to secure a gun if Invictus get a little undisciplined. But I think they're not going to push the A site. They seem to be looking for him, but he's just hiding out on the A site right now.
Bomb about to go off here.
Breach wins.
Invictus has crossed that magic double-digit line. I'm getting the feeling, I'm going to knock on wood here, trying not to jinx anything, that we're going to be seeing in map number 3, which I am definitely excited about.
I mean, I think it's very likely possible. So far, Invictus are having a lot better start on this half than they were in the previous half, or in the previous match, I guess I should say. And even now, like, look at this interesting buy. I mean, Star, no armor, and only a U ratio. Haven't seen this meta in a while of going U ratio, no armor.
Yep.
Oh, and Volgren opens up Exist, able to find a refrag. He's not done, though. He's going to spot these players over towards main, but he's going to choose to back up to site and save his life instead of spamming that smoke. Gainsey is pushed up pretty far as well in this cafe positioning, ready to see if he can catch a player off guard. I'm not sure if he'll be able to or not. Oh, man, if he just peeked out a little bit, he could probably spot out Mixage there, but I don't think he's going to just quite yet. Fearless is pushed up very far in the undercat as well. Oh, Gainsey's going to get dropped, and Fearless spots them as they're jumping down.
Position.
Oh, man.
So unfortunate there for him. He's able to pick up one, but Malik is able to finish him off. If he just, again, shoulda, coulda, woulda. If he had hesitated just another moment to pull that trigger, he might have had a nice feed. Jeppa is going to find Star, and that bomb is now being planted, existing, low HP, the last player left alive here. What do? Do you save? Do you try to do this? I don't know. It's a difficult spot to be in. You kind of want to go ahead and try. It's so difficult not to, because if you don't try, it's an easy round win for Invictus here, and it's 11-6, and they're even closer to that magic number of 13. He's trying, sneaking around here. Nobody be long.
Breach
Oh,
wins.
man.
He's gonna get wallbang there.
I thought they hadn't heard it for a second. I was like, no way. I was looking at the stats between these teams, and this is a map Elevate plays a lot. They've played it over 20 times, winning 19, only losing 2 or 3 times. Compared to Invictus, they played it 10 times, and they have won 6, lost 4. But right now, Invictus is definitely showing like they've been practicing a little bit more on this map maybe than Elevate had.
Yeah, and Elevate has to take an eco now at 6-11. This definitely is not looking too good for them. Gainsey's going to get dropped. Star going to have to see if he can find some value, but Jeppa is going to drop him. And we're now down to a 3v5. I think this is a round for Invictus and also match point. I mean, unless Elevate can pull off something incredible here, but it's looking less and less likely by the second. Fearless may be able to find one here, but no, not even that. A flawless round from Invictus. And now, at this point, I think it's pretty safe to say we're going to map 3. Unless Elevate can somehow win 7 rounds in a row and just have the biggest snowball effect ever on Invictus. But I highly doubt that will happen. I mean, hey, you never know.
It can. I mean, both these teams are amazing, but yeah, it's just not something you'd expect to see happen. Map 3 almost secured. We'll be going to port. We'll see what Elevate has to say about that. Could be a few more rounds, or again, maybe they're gonna come up with 7 in a row. We'll see. Star is the first to open it up. That's what Elevate needs. Put an extra man on the ground. Malik can eliminate Gainsey. Star quickly picking up Gainsey, trying to put Malik on the ground. Man, Malik is just on a whole nother level. He's even able to carry over the impressive performance from map 1 to map number 2. That's something you don't see often. You usually have one player go really well on one map, and then he starts to slow down a little bit. If Malik can do that in map number 3, you almost have to be favoring them coming into map number 3, like or towards the end. You know, if he's able to keep up the performance he's having in the first 2 maps, You gotta shut him down if you're on Elevate. Start thinking about that for the game plan coming into map 3. I'm getting a little ahead of myself though. We're still in map 2. 3 players at the live here for both teams, and we're just crossing the minute mark. Jeppa working his way up through B long. He is the bomb carrier, existing. Doesn't realize Malik is down here low. Malik might be able to catch him off guard. Ooh, man, that
Oh,
FE
they're just not gonna spot each other.
Wow.
Oh, Exist barely spotted him at the end there. Unfortunate for Malik, and Fearless able to drop Vogran as well. Now Jeppa's alone on B side in a 1v3 scenario. Maybe we'll be able to secure some plant money at least for the team. I think once he sees that Cafe's not contesting or anything, he's gonna try and go for this bomb plant, maybe, or maybe just gonna push the spawn and try and push A from behind. I mean, this could be a play that works too. Only 22 seconds on the clock though. Yeah, Jeppa able to drop Exist, and now I think they're gonna expect an A hit here, but it looks like Jeppa's going back to B. He's gonna plant for spawn most likely. He knows that the spawn is clear, and Fearless in the cafe waiting for him. Oh man, Jeppa is holding this angle. And yeah, Fearless was just waiting very patiently for him to make a move. And ultimately, the patience played out. Elevate able to pick up another round. Not out of this game just quite yet.
Bomb has been defused.
Elevate. Hang it on. Look at the scoreboard and see what we're looking like here. Round number 20. There's Malik, 24 and 10 over a 2 KD once again. Jeppa still having a phenomenal game. We saw him early on. It was 6-1, now 15 and 6. That's over a 2 KD for him, almost a 3 KD. And then you look over here and Elevate, and everybody's negative, especially Fearless at 4 and 15. That is a negative 3 KD. Ugh. That is not what you want to be seeing. Was it like 0.31? Fearless, I think, will be probably getting subbed out coming into map number 3. But then it's like, do you want to do that? Because then you're bringing in somebody who is totally cold and they haven't played the last 2 maps. That's an interesting decision to have to make on the back end for Elevate there. Fearless, just talking about him, maybe he's starting to wake up. Maybe he's ready to play. Finding one, Existing also finding Malik. Volgren is going to put on Existing, trying to even up the body count board here. 3 players at the live on the side of Invictus, 4 alive on Elevate, but Fearless low HP. Maybe call it 3.5. Minute left here on the clock. Invictus is slowly working their way around here towards the B side. They're trying to get that one extra pick. And
Oh, that timing.
Yes, timing. Oh, so frustrating. You know you just threw your iPad down on the bed after that. Jimmy. That bomb site now clear. You should see that bomb coming out of bottom cafe quite quickly here. But watch number 3 coming out here. Gainsey might be able to stop Volgrant from planting that bomb. He hears him. He's being just a little bit more disciplined. He's actually going to wait for it to get planted and then come around the corner. Volgrant thought he was going to be able to get away nice and easy. Jimmy watching his coalition spawn is going to have to back up and start watching the bomb site. Knows there's a player mid-bridge, but he also knows there's a player back there. Gainsey is going to drop him. And now, Elevate has closed the gap to only 4.
I mean, I know we said we're probably going to map 3. Elevate keep bringing it closer and closer.
Yeah, they can. And the closer it gets, the more chances you have. Invictus has to go. I got to look at the cash here. Where now they're still pretty set. But they want a couple more depending on how it falls out with the loss bonus or whatever. Now they should be set. I'm doing some quick math in my head. They should be set. I don't think you're going to see Invictus having to go to an eco or anything, but could get a little tight.
They are getting pretty broke right now, though. I mean, you can see players having to drop each other and stuff. The money's low overall for Invictus. They might have to take an eco soon. And look at this crew getting aggressive. Oh, Malik's going to drop him, though. Oh, but Exist is there. He's going to get dropped as well. Now Invictus have the man advantage. This could be the round to end it here.
Quick bomb plant. Star trying to reinforce before it goes down, but he's not going to be able to get there. He needs to wait for his teammates to move up. You can see player number 5, Fearless. This is Fearless's moment right here. You got to shine. Star is going down. Not looking good for Team Elevate. This could be the round to close it out. Fearless, if there was a time to show how fearless you are, it is right now. You got to show him why you're here on the Elevate lineup. Okay, or not. You got his pop topped like soda pop by Jeppa and Gainsey, the last man left alive here. And I'd say he's pretty sore from the work that he had in map number 1. I don't know if he's going to be able to do this for the 1 clutch. He's trying, though. He's able to pick up 2.
Oh my
God.
God.
The 3rd. That was so close to his head, but he's just not good enough to grab it. 13-8. I think that was a round count from last one. Malik at 25 and 12. 2.1 KD, boy.
You know, amazing performance this time.
Yeah.
I guess it's not time to count out Invictus Quaya. I know they had a bit of an upset on map number 1. They came back and bounced back on Canals, and now we're gonna be heading into map number 3, which will be Port very shortly. But I'm a little bit excited to see how these teams played out, because Port is my favorite map in the game. I love casting this map. It's so exciting. I think we're seeing a lot of great plays on the side of Port here.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's gonna be a lot of great stuff that happens here on Port. I love casting Port so much. All of these maps, there's something special. You got to have the foundation of a team together to be good, right? But this is the map that really shows how good a team truly is. We've talked about it before. I know I sound like a broken record, but this is why I love this map so much. Is you got to have the team coordination. You got to have the gun skill. You got to have the utility. You got to be aware of your economy as well, so you're not getting put into an odd eco that could really throw you off balance. This is a really, really good map for both these teams to show how truly good they are. I'm really looking forward to map number 3 here, folks. We'll be going into a quick break, and we'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes with map number 3. I'm definitely excited about that. Make sure you stick around for map 3. And again, we have matches later tonight as well. So if you're new around here, make sure you subscribed and rung that notification bell so you get notified when we do. With all that being said, we'll see you on the flip side after the break. Manthus, we have a match in our hands. Best of three here. We've made it all the way to map number 3. We are tied 1-1 here in this best of 3 series. Elevate taking map number 1 on Legacy, and then Invictus coming back and taking map number 2, which was on Canals. Both score lines 13-8, by the way. rather interesting. So we're coming in to map number 3, which is going to be on port. But let's kind of recap what happened in map number 2. Some of the things that stood out. We got some of the amazing replays here we can take a look at. Had some very, very cool moments in this map. Malik once again going off. Had a great map 1 with I think he had a 2 KD or just over or just below 2 KD in map 1, and then he had just above a 2 KD in this map. If he can continue that performance going into map number 3, that'll be absolutely huge for Invictus. And if he's able to do that, because you have a performance like that 2 times in a row, you eventually begin to get a little tired. There's a mental tiredness you're going to get just from performing that well for so long. But if he's able to carry that on, Elevate is going to struggle a little bit. You cannot let him be going off like he has been.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree anymore. And overall, I mean, Malik has been doing so good. I know it might be a little bit too early to call this, but we could be looking at a potential, MVP of the region. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it might be too early to call it, but he's been doing great so far. Especially if he keeps it up over towards his 3rd map. I mean, he's probably going to be the most consistent player I've seen so far, at least playing on stream. I know a lot of matches happen off stream, but on stream, he's probably the most consistent player that I've seen so far, just for this EU region of Worlds. So I definitely think we'll be seeing some more amazing stuff out of him. This was around here that was really the question for us. Did they have time to defuse? It just felt like so much time. I mean...
Yeah, he was right there in tree elbow. It would have been close. I don't know. Now I'm looking at it again, and I'm thinking he actually probably made the right decision. It would have been so close. But ultimately, it didn't really matter for them, as Invictus still was able to go ahead and come back and take the W. Going into the flip, Elevate was able to take a couple more rounds on the Coalition side, but really Invictus just played phenomenally well here on this map. Each side they had no issues with. Great on the Coalition side, going to the flip. I think it was 8-4 going on the flip, and then coming back and only allowing Elevate to get 4 rounds there. When they got on the Coalition side, also just a phenomenal performance from them on Canals. And typically, when you think Elevate and you think like a map associated with that name, you think Canals. They've played this map over 20 times, winning 18 or 19 of them, only losing 2 or 3 times. I guess that would be about 4 times now, being they just had here on this map. Invictus, not so much. I think it's a total of 10 times they played in tournament settings, and it's about 50-50. It's a 50-50 toss-up. I guess it's now 7-4. It was a little more than 50%. But it's also another impressive performance from Invictus, being that you beat Elevate on this map, and that's a map you just think about. When you hear Elevate, this is the map you think about them playing on. So, overall, I think map 2 was just a phenomenal showing from Team Invictus. Elevate, what do you think stood out to you from Elevate? Where are they struggling? What were they messing up here on?
I mean, honestly, I feel like we got to give a little more credit to Invictus than Elevate, because part of the thing is we know Invictus's playstyle revolves around getting aggressive and stuff, but, peeking out, going for these ballsy plays. They couldn't really do that much on Legacy, right? Legacy is a map where you have to be a lot more disciplined, and, you can't really be swinging out because I guess it's much higher of a risk if you die on Legacy versus on Canals. But when you play on Canals, right, they're able to go back to their roots and take this aggressive playstyle up into their hands on the Coalition side. And I think that really helped them, carry some of the momentum that Elevate wasn't anticipating. Like, they got a couple of early rounds on Elevate just from, getting aggressive and stuff like that. I believe it will help them get like 6-2 or 7-2 lead or something like that. So definitely their playstyle, I think, is what caught Elevate off guard, right? Because they didn't get to warm up to that playstyle on Legacy since Invictus couldn't play like that. This was their first map where Invictus are ready to shine with that aggressive type of gameplay.
Speaking of the aggressive gameplay, you start thinking about map number 3, which is coming up here shortly, folks. Players are joining up right now, just getting everything on the back end leveled out. Port is a map on the breach side where you can play very fast and aggressively, get into that A bomb site super quick, and that could be an edge to Invictus coming in. And if you're Elevate, you got to be thinking about that. As you just mentioned, they like to play aggressively. They like to add a little extra speed. They like to be moving. They like to be throwing those utilities and coming in and taking the extra ballsy moments. And Port is a map that can, if you played correctly, can really be good for that type of play style, especially again on that A bomb site. So that could be something to watch out for with Invictus coming into map number 3.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I would not be surprised at all, even on the flip when Invictus is playing Coalition. I would not be surprised if we're seeing them, swinging mid or taking control of A long a lot. I will not be surprised at all if they're pushing up and taking as much map control as they possibly can. I think we'll see it a couple of rounds. I'm not saying they'll be like that every round, but I would not be surprised if they got super aggressive sometimes But overall, yeah, I definitely think the EA executes will be more popular for these teams just because I think they will be the ones with the most utility knowledge. They'll probably know those flash lineups, those smoke lineups to help them take the site. And I think we'll be seeing a lot of hard connector pushes, especially. A lot of people running through the container and just taking site by storm. We'll be seeing that a lot here on port. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, my favorite map to cast. I think it's the best map right now overall as far as Critical Ops competitive maps go.
Yep. Yeah, and as we saw from map number 2, no scars pulled out, no Super 90s. So there is a gentleman's agreement going on between both of these teams, which I totally respect, not to pull out those weapons. So we won't be seeing those utilized, which what we saw yesterday with the Asia and South America regions. That map is I think it was Asia where we had map for it as a map 1. I believe it was Xe who rocked that scar a lot, and you can get some really impressive kills with it. Have some very interesting lineups and being able to move more aggressively sighted down with it, but we won't be seeing that coming in. Ratio, you can use a ratio on this map. It's definitely not one of my favorites to pull it out on, but you could see Star or Jeppa once again pulling that out. Do you think that's going to happen, or you think maybe see them move just over to ARs?
I mean, I think it's possible. You definitely can't count out the snipers on port. Most commonly, they're used over towards mid or A long, maybe occasionally to hold B, but I wouldn't say as much just because, especially those stairs add the extra verticality. It seems like it could be hard to hold B long. So I think we'll definitely be seeing, on rounds where they still want to push up and take mid, they'll probably be sniping it in the back. I think that's definitely something we'll be seeing, probably from E8. I don't think that really screams Invictus playstyle. They might do it a couple rounds just to switch it up, but I think the snipers more we'll be seeing from E8 to use it defensively. I also would be surprised if we see some aggressive plays. I mean, we saw Star. He's very good at getting aggressive with that sniper and trying to find an opening pick for his team. I can definitely see him pushing up and trying to get that mid pick on the guy in the back or trying to get an A-long pick or something like that. I would not be surprised at all if these players were pushing up and getting aggressive with the snipers and trying to find some opening picks.
We talked about it a little bit, the HK potentially being pulled out. We didn't see that in map number 2, so probably not going to see it in map 3 either, but there are some, like you said, possibilities to use some longer range weapons. It would be nice to see that HK pulled out, and I think this map you go from longer range to closer range a lot. There's moments where you can turn the corner, now you're more of in a closer range spot, a mid range spot, and then you can turn another corner, and now you're looking down a very very long hallway. HK might not be a horrible weapon to pull out. It'll be interesting to see if that gets brought out by either of these teams. We're almost ready to go ahead and get into it. I just got word that the teams are refilling their G Fuel shakers right now. They already used Cody Sports Mobile last month. They were ready for it. But maybe you forgot to. It's okay. We still got you covered. It's still here. Cody Sports Mobile can get you 20% off anything on gfuel.com. That's right, 20% off your entire purchase at gfuel.com by using code esportsmobile at checkout. It's November. It's the holiday season. Lots of deals are coming up right here. You can see the Black Friday BOGO, almost said Mogul, the Black Friday BOGO, and the starter kits are on sale as well. And you can use that code esports mobile to get 20% off your entire purchase at gfuel.com. Holiday season, G Fuel packs make great stocking stuffers. The little 3-packs. They're great to pick up for yourself, or maybe you want to give it to a loved one. Whatever the case may be, Cody Sports Mobile has you covered at checkout. You get to save 20% off the purchase at checkout. You save yourself some extra change on the amazing product that is G Fuel, while also helping us out here at Mobile Esports, which we do greatly appreciate. Using this code and other codes that we have helps us put on these tournaments. We do greatly appreciate all of your support in chat. Thank you so much. All right, just got a couple more players you need to join here, so I'd say we're probably about 3 minutes from hopping on into map number 1. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the voting system, the smart voting system. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Actually, before we do, let's look at the community votes, because this is also something that's interesting. 88% in favor of Team Invictus. 88% in favor of Team Invictus coming into this. 12% in favor of Team Elevate. The community is really thinking Invictus is going to win this.
Yeah, and I mean, Elevate came in the first map, and they gave us a bit of a shock, I guess you could say. People weren't expecting that map win. Again, Legacy's kind of I guess you could, I don't know, I guess a wild card map, like not really played too often. And definitely for a first map, it was a very interesting choice. I'm kind of curious as to who actually picked Legacy out of the teams, but it was a very interesting map to pick for the first one, and it gave us a bit of a shocking start. Invictus did bounce back on Canals, and now I think we're going to see them shine again on Port. Again, I'm pretty sure that Port, they're better off than they were on the previous two maps as far as their statistics, so I think Invictus will have a much better chance going into this third map, statistically speaking. But again, I mean, you never know. It could go either way. Maybe Elevate has something planned that they've been cooking in, behind the scenes while they haven't been competing.
Yeah, most definitely. And Manthus, you want to go over the smart voting system here for the players or the viewers that are just joining and explain how it works for them? Because this is something that's really cool that has just been started here for the Worlds Tournament.
Yeah, definitely. So that little poll you just saw that showed 88% in favor of Invictus versus 12% in favor of Elevate. That's because the community has put up some points towards these teams. And so that's because of this voting system that we just introduced. If you go to play.mobileesports.org/dashboard/voting, you can actually go ahead and vote for whatever team you would like that's playing based on upcoming matches. Obviously, this match currently is probably locked in, but there are many other matches happening. You can see the teams that are playing in the future and go ahead and vote for them. And if you vote and you are correct, then you will go ahead and get some extra points back in return. If you vote and you're incorrect, you will lose those points. So you can sort of vote at your own risk. And there is a leaderboard as well based on the number of points you get from voting. And there's essentially 20,000 in-game credits as the prize for that. And I believe it is a top 10 leaderboard. So whoever is putting, the most amount of points, and whoever has the most amount of points in the end after all the votings are done will win some credits. And I believe it goes to the top 10 people overall. So you can go ahead and show off your prediction skills and see if you know how well do you know these teams, how well do you think you can predict the outcomes of these matches.
Indeed. Speaking of matches, this matchup, this best of 3 is almost over, but don't be sad. No need to shed a tear because we got matches coming up later today as well. Underestimated versus Mobility. This will be the first matchup that has been streamed for the North America region. I know I'm definitely excited to see this matchup. And this is taking place at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 2:40 a.m. CET time. And you can go ahead and convert those times to whatever region you might be in. Again, that is tonight at 8:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Underestimated versus Mobility. If you're new around here, or maybe you're not new around here, there's a lot of you who aren't subscribed. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe, ring that notification bell, and follow us on social media so you can make sure you get updated on when we actually do go live. Checking here on the teams. Looks like we got just a couple more minutes, folks. They're doing something here on the back end. Not quite sure what is going on there. Trying to figure that out. I think somebody, again, is having. We saw a map 2. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought you said something, man. That's my bad. We saw on map 2, a couple players are having some internet issues, so I don't know if they were going into that or whatnot. So there's just one player I think needing to join up, and then we'll be ready to go. It looks like okay. I think he actually just popped into the room. I swear it's that FPS timing. Sometimes it's you turn around and you get shot instantly, or sometimes I say something. I guess it's the caster's curse more specifically right there. You say something and then it instantly happens. I wish I could do that with money. It's like this stock is going to do this, and it doesn't work like that. Only when it comes to casting and players joining. Here we are, finally on port, getting rid of our semi-attractive faces and hopping on into map number 3. What we've been waiting for. I'm so glad we made it to port. We're going to see who's starting out on which side here. Invictus on Coalition? Elevate on Coalition? I don't know. We're about to find out. They're doing the knife, and we'll see who wins. Existing is going to first start. Jeppa in there, and it's a sea of blue as Existing ends up, I think, with 3 players right there to his name. Elevate will be deciding what side they want to start out on, the Coalition or the Breach. I got a feeling they're going to be starting out on the Coalition side. We'll see. Probably should, it might be another Caster's Curse moment there. Actually, maybe not. I think they are. They're going to be starting out here on the Coalition side. Here we go. Map number 1 just about to start. GLHF to everybody. And Fearless still in here. Looks like the same lineup from map 1 here for Elevate. And same lineup. Nope, they've actually gone ahead and brought back in, what was it, Jimmy instead of Mixage for map 3 here. Wow.
So many trades off the rip. It seems Invictus is going to take this pistol round. Star able to get some nice damage though. And that kill ultimately. Jeppa is actually very low. Now Star is low as well. So it just comes down to how disciplined are these players. Again, only one deagle shot is what it takes to kill Star, and both these players rocking Deagles. And yeah, Volgren is going to drop him ultimately. Invictus getting a bomb plant and the round win, that's definitely a good way for them to be starting off this third map. I mean, you're on the breach side, you secure that pistol round, you already know you're off to a good start. If you're Elevate, you got to take this Eagle round and see how quickly can we go ahead and recover before Invictus starts gaining some unnecessary momentum.
Yep, that happens so fast in the pistol round. We know Invictus wants to play quick. They want to move fast, and this is definitely what they're already doing and starting out strong here. It looks like A might be the decided choice here. Star about to pop around the corner. This is, of course, going to be Elevate's eco round. We'll see how they play this. If they're able to get 2 kills, that would be a phenomenal
aggressive.
Here for them. Oh, is this thing already starting out? Oh my gosh. Jebba and Malik in there. It's 3 for him. It's 4. There's the ace. Dub him. Actually, not the ace. There is the quad. Mr. Farquad right here. On a quest. Let's go ahead and find that 13 so he can truly be king. Or try to truly be king of the world tournament. I think you're right. I mean, he is definitely definitely top candidate right now I've seen so far for MVP.
You know, I would not be surprised if Malik wins MVP for EU. I mean, so far, just putting on a show for all of us, and you love to see it when a player's consistent like this. As of right now, though, Elevate able to respond with their first sort of full buy. Gainsey getting a bit more aggressive than I would have been expecting from Elevate, and Malik is going to drop him, showing why he is the star player of this match right here. And now Invictus trying to capitalize off of this opening pick, because Star responds with a 2K of his own, makes it a third. He's able to drop Malik. Potentially even an ace here. 7 bullets in the AUG, and he's still swinging mid. Both of these players are over towards the A-long area. He's going to swap guns there, and he spawns another player there. Can't quite find the kill, though. Volgren's going to get tagged down pretty low. But now we're in a 2v3 situation. This is going to spot out Jeppa there. Go for some wallbang damage. Gets him very low. Somehow doesn't quite find the kill on him. And now those players are going to line up, but he can't find the kill. Jeppa's so low, though. I don't think he wins this one out. But Jeppa's currently in a spot where he could secure the bomb plant. I don't know if he's aware that it's safe for him, but he could technically go for this plant. I think he's going to try and see if he can sneak it in there. I don't know. He's waiting a little bit too long, and now these Elevate players should be able to push him and deny the plant. Surely they can, right? I guess maybe they'll let him get it. But Jeppa is ultimately going to get dropped by Fearless. Elevate, letting Invictus get a little money there, but at least they're able to win out that retake and get some money of their own from defusing.
Bomb has been defused.
Star having a big showing right there in that round. 3 players, and was able to really get that 4th player low. Ended up losing his life, wasn't able to drop him. But that definitely helped his teammates go ahead and take that round away from Team Invictus. As you mentioned, oh, look what Mixes just pulled out.
Ooh, I thought we had, okay. I like to see it.
Maybe we're
This
just saying
is where we
forget
mix
the
it up.
gentleman's agreement. Yeah, no, speaking of mixing it up, mix it with the Scar. Oh, man. They don't know yet. He hasn't started firing.
He's going to
Little bit
peek this
action.
B player and beam him. I can feel it. Oh, Fu
Ooh,
getting that
man.
nice damage. Oh my goodness. I'm just waiting for this Scar gunfight here. I mean, surely he spotted him out. Oh, now he definitely is going to see him. He's pushed up pretty far. He spots him on top of the box. Some gut shots fired. He's able to take out Star. That's an easy gunfight for the Scar to win right there. And he's able to drop him. Now Fu is a little aware of his positioning, and he probably called out, hey, we've seen the first Scar of this game. We got to be careful, guys. The question is, will Invictus pull it out in response? You kind of got to
Yeah.
know.
I mean, again, this is one of those maps where I think it's just such a versatile weapon to use on this map specifically. There's just so many long range and close range situations where a full auto
Oh my
gun
God.
can help. Gainsey. This is what we saw on map 1. He didn't really show up in map number 2.
Coalition
But now
Wow.
he's back in. I mean, wow, talk
Surgical
about a nice
precision.
round right there. The flicks were on point, the headshots. I mean, you can't really complain about that performance from him.
No, you really can't. Do you see what happens? Invictus won the first couple of rounds playing fast and aggressive. They've slowed it down just a little bit, and what happens? Elevate is able to bring it back up. I think if Invictus goes ahead and puts the foot back on the gas a little bit more, can get a opening pick that maybe Elevate wasn't expecting, they can take the next couple of rounds here.
I don't want to cut you off, but I smell an A push here. We saw a lot of hard pushes coming in, but everyone is already dead. Everyone died. I was about to say, Invictus had a nice little strat there. They had some flashes. They had a shotgun as well. I was expecting a hard A push, and then everyone just dropped like flies instantly. Elevate were ready to shut them down. So unfortunately, we didn't really get to see Invictus shine there on that eco. but they can at least respond with some rifles now. Not much utility to work with though, so they might have a bit of a hard time going for a straight up execute onto a site, but maybe they'll be able to use their gun skill and find some picks to help them out first.
Malik opening up, putting down Gainsey. So those have probably been the top 2 players for either both of these teams. Here, Fearless. Oh, he's in a difficult spot. He's able to find Baldwin through the smoke. I don't know how he got that, but somehow he's able to find him. Jimmy quickly responds and drops him down at the ground. Star just, man, he was like the FPS timing once again. He looked away just the last second. Jeppa in there finding existing, and it's all up to Mr. Uka right here. Bomb being planted by Jimmy, and Invictus should be able to secure this round. He's in a difficult spot where he is. Like, if he wants to save, he needs to get to a better position.
I think he's just waiting to see if anyone will push him, but I don't think Invictus is going to. I mean, this isn't a bad spot to be in right now as long as Invictus doesn't push the A site. I think they're just expecting him to be saving somewhere in the back. Honestly, A site is a little close to be saving. You know, most people would expect him to be pushed up like all the way by the garage or something. Oh, that timing just gets them. They both jump up there. Man, if he would have held his ground for a couple more seconds, that could have been a potential 2K for him. But Invictus, they managed to tie it up, and look at the score. Malik already 8-4. He's popping off. Gainsey 6-5 as well. I know he had a couple rounds where we saw him pop off a lot. Kind of slowing it down now, though. Again, we're pretty early into the game, but so far, good performance from both teams. Oh my god, so many nades get thrown into mid. Not much damage, but they were really hoping for it.
I can feel my gut just like shrink up. I saw those going on. I'm not even in the game. That would have been a hell of a play there if there'd been more players pushed up. All tied up here in round at number 7, and Invictus has slowed the pace down. See if they can go ahead and get an opening pick before they make their commitment to whatever bomb site, before they decide to put a ring on it. I guess a bomb on that bomb site. Minute 15 left on the clock here. See, they're moving back around here. They're looking towards their left side. I'm getting a feeling A is going to be the side of choice here. A couple grenades going over. Existing flash for just a moment. He's able to find one as he comes in. There's another one on his left. He doesn't see him. He's actually able to put him down on the ground and get him 3K right there. Jimmy is going to put him down on the ground, preventing any more damage being done to his team, or actually just himself now, as enough damage has been done to his team that he's the last man alive. 50 seconds on the clock. He does have the bomb in his hand. It would be difficult for him to plant on a site, however.
I gotta respect this positioning, though. I mean, he hasn't dropped yet. I don't think they expect him here, because they're waiting for the sound cues for him to jump up, and they don't even expect him to be there. He just sat there and played patiently. He caught one off guard, and now still has 30 seconds to work with here. And Fearless is pushed up in mid. We see the smoke coming out there. Maybe Jimmy will try and go for a bomb plant here. Maybe he hears Fearless jumping up over towards mid. I'm not sure. Oh my goodness.
Fearless took a whole lot of time to get up there. Yeah, they should easily win this round. Unless Jimmy chokes it, he should easily win it. He's slowly moving around. Wow. Fearless.
That was an amazing play by Jimmy. I mean, you sit there. I don't know what to say. Like, that was just such a good play. Like, he just sits there, he waits, and those elevate players, they're thinking he's on his side right now. There's no way he can be up there because we didn't hear him jump, but he never dropped in the first place. He just sat there and played the waiting game. It gave him that extremely easy pick. He caught that player so off guard. Yep. That was just an amazing play by Jimmy. I just gotta respect it.
Yeah, and we were talking about it yesterday in the South American stream. Those are the subtleties that separates the good players from the great players. Right? Being able to make those little decisions.
Oh my goodness, Mixage, as we're speaking, just gets a 4K. Jimmy gets the final kill. But wow, talk about a lineup. I mean, the kill feeds have been crazy overall too, just this entire weekend.
Right now, I think either team can win this. It's not, I'm not sitting here thinking Invictus has to. I mean, they have an advantage right now when you just look at the score line, but I'm seeing good things from Elevate. I'm seeing good things from Team Invictus. It's really close.
Ooh, I think Star might get a little action here on B. It seems he's gonna back up though. I was about to say that's a nice little angle. Oh, and I'll start jumping up on top of this box. Not a bad angle to be holding. Oh, I think he spotted that player from above the smoke. He's going to get shot back and return. Tagged down pretty low to 42 HP. Only one more bullet to drop him ultimately. These SGs in hand of Invictus are Abe could do some huge damage. Fearless contesting mid here. Maybe about to spot out Jeppa. They see the little jump peek there. Now the flash comes out in response, but Mixage is going to double up and take out 2 B players. That's going to be huge. And Malik finding another one as well. I wonder now, is the bomb going to rotate to B or is it going to stay at A? I mean, we see Jimmy over there alone, and I think he is going to make a rotation play. Exist over towards mid, but Mixage is going to drop him. It doesn't even matter. This man, I think he just got a 4K that round. I mean, he was on fire there.
Elevate looking like... Oh, I was thinking they might take a little bit of an eco here, but they're just going to opt to go for the lower tier assault rifles, pick up the M4, and go for some non-lethal utilities here, and all low on armor. Basically a broken buy, buying what you can, and trying to leave a little bit of money in the accounts.
I mean, part of it is tactical, you know, the helmet doesn't give protection versus the SG. I think they're just reading this and saying, okay, they are all rocking SGs. We're wasting money if we buy a helmet. We could just buy some more utility instead. And now we're already seeing the trades coming out. Down to a 3 versus 3. Exist finding 2, but Mixage is going to clean it up. Star able to find another one in response. Mixage is alone at a 1 versus 2. Jumping up to heaven here. He's going to spot the plan back. The flick. The double kill. What is going on right now? Mixage just jumps in from heaven and cleans up that round somehow. Oh my goodness.
Malik not having performance we saw. I mean, he's still playing well, but not having the performance we saw in the last 2 maps. But Mixage has stepped up to fill his shoes. The last 3 rounds, 2 4Ks, and now what was that? I mean, that was a quick flick there, getting 2 players quick succession, and I think he had gotten a man earlier as well. Really performing well here for his team Invictus, and now they're pulling ahead by 4 and potentially 5 here as Mixage already opens up and picks up 2 men. Gainsy and Star going down to his hands. Fearless is like, hell nah, man, and puts that smoke grenade and backs on up. Mixage is still feeling confident, and he's coming up, and he's going to be pushing his team on into this B bomb site. There he is. He's backing up just a little bit. He's got to throw his gun on the ground. He's totally out of ammo. There's an SG laying on the floor. And that's now his. Minute 18 left on the clock. He was so close to hitting Fearless here. That smoke dissipates. And Mixage finding the 3rd man. This guy is on fire. He's got to be careful, or he might go ahead and go to cardiac arrest with how much he is on fire right now. Baldwin is going to put that kill down. Existing. Finding Mixage, but going to lose his life to Malik here. And Invictus has really pulled ahead here.
You know, I know you were just saying a few rounds ago, it looks like this could go either way. I don't know, man. I mean, Invictus, they just turned around. I believe they've won the last, how many in a row? It's either 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's been the last 5 they have won. Because what I said, I think it was through 5. So they won the last 3, and they just won the one before that. So it's like 4 or 5 rounds in a row. But yeah, now at this point, you got to be giving the edge to Invictus. The amount of momentum they have coming into round number 12, it looks like you're going to go into flip up by 6, and you're going to be on the coalition side. This is not as much of a coalition-sided map as the Legacy or say Grounded, but still, the coalition advantage is there, and yeah, it's not looking good for Elevate here.
Oh my god.
All of those shots.
At least he's going to get refragged there. Invictus making it 9-3. I mean, this is not the half you want if you're Elevate. I mean, they are probably shaking right now. They're down 6 rounds. They got to play on breach side. You already know Invictus is going to be getting super aggressive on this coalition side. They're feeling themselves right now. The aggressive plays have been working on the breach side. They have no reason to keep up this momentum as we're on the flip here. I mean, I definitely think we're going to be seeing a lot of aggressive plays. As of right now, though, I wonder what their pistol round strat is going to be. It seems they're stacking over towards the A site. They are going to meet the Elevate Force full on, it seems. They're going to be running through connector here. Oh, the flash comes out.
Where's the
Everyone is just pushed up.
Oh my
god.
god. Existing.
Wait a minute. I was about to say Invictus has his in hand. That flash came in, the collaterals, everything was just perfect about that push. And now Jimmy's probably not winning this one. He finds 2, but Fu is going to refrag there. And Elevate does pick up the pistol, which is at least a good sign for them, you know, towards a potential comeback.
Yeah, most definitely. Let's bring up the scoreboard here, because Existing has really been standing out for me on the Elevate side. It hasn't done much the last couple maps, but here map number 3, currently the top fragger here for his team at 12 and 10, really helping his team out. He's come alive the last few rounds. He's been in the kill feed the last 5 rounds, each and every time, I think with at least 2 kills to his name. Pushing up here, he might be able to catch somebody off guard, but no gains. He just absolutely deletes him. Control Zeds him all the way back to spawn. Flashbang coming in from the leak right there, and he's flashed respectively. Jeppa quickly deleted, and it looks like this will be another round going here to Team Elevate.
I mean, I don't know. Mixage has recovered a rifle. He could potentially play the hero rifle role and secure some guns. Look at that, another AK down. Invictus have gotten some picks, so they're definitely not out for the count quite yet. Malik is going to shoot some warning shots and spot out one of the players there. He's trying to distract him. Oh, he wins that gunfight somehow. That is huge for Invictus. Fu is going to drop him. Volgren is down to 4 HP, but Mixage is coming in with the flank. He's going to get dropped, though. I think now you can count Invictus out, unless Volgren can somehow win this with 4 HP. The headshot, though, onto Fu, but I don't think the time is in his favor. Volgren is probably just going to choose to save the gun. Can he even get away from it in time? I mean, only 4 HP. He might die. Yeah, he's not going to be able to save the gun. Definitely a good effort. I mean, look at that eco round. We were talking about it earlier. Invictus are so good on those ecos. They make it down to a 1v1 before they lose. I mean, you cannot count them out at any point if they're eco.
No, you can't. Look at this. You know, Elevate winning that round, and you're trying to figure out how they can get everybody on their team a weapon. I don't think, okay, Star is going to be able to come up with an AK-47 here. So we've got 4 AKs and an SG. Game player that SG coming around number 15. Oh man, that head glitch. Mean, but Jeppa just was not able to drop Gainsey.
Jimmy on this leg peek. Oh, he's going to push off of it. Yeah, he's a dead man for sure now. Existing is going to drop him. Malik is full flash. He can't do anything to support him. Elevator able to find some nice opening picks. Mixage going for some wallbang stand, but unable to find anyone just quite yet. And as addition, you got to notice Malik is on this demon flank right now, while Mixage holds down the garage. I wonder if we'll be able to find any value from the Star, holding a bit of a cheeky angle, not able to find anyone. But I think Malik is almost ready to pounce. He's pushed up super far. As of right now, they're going to catch Star off guard with that timing. And now Malik, he's about to shine here. I can smell it. He spots one there, able to catch him in the back. And that is the bomb down. He's calling out to his teammates, hey, I have the bomb mid. You guys should come support me. And now he has to deal with even more gunfights. Oh, he's popping that reload. It might get him killed here. Somehow, Fu is unaware of his presence. He's able to get another one and exist. I don't think he clutches this one out. I mean, 38 seconds, you gotta deal with all these angles. You're getting sandwiched, but he does drop Volgren, but he's getting pushed from behind here. But, oh, the kill not quite yet. What? What? No way! Hold on, this could be doable. Oh, so man. Close. Imagine.
It's so incredibly close. This is why I love Port, man. This map, so many exciting things can happen here. This is why it's my favorite map. Invictus takes her lead back up to 5, but Elevate is here to play. There's still plenty of space here for them. If you're going to make a comeback, you need to start making it now. But they're going to have to take an eco here as they move into round number 16, which should give Invictus this round, moving them up to 11.
Yeah, and Elevate, like you said, eco round, not really much he can do in this situation. They are all bunched up towards A long. Gonna jump Mixage here in a sec. Now he might get another kill feed. We've seen him on fire so far. He's able to find 2, make that 3. Existing is eventually gonna drop him, but not before he gets down in the red HP zone. Volgren should have an easy refrag here. And now Fearless is alone. He has recovered an M4. Oh, and Jeppa spotted him drop on the side. Now Volgren is aware and he's just gonna pre-fire him. That's an easy kill for him there. And 11-5, Elevate not looking too hot as we head closer and closer to match point. Going to be AK buys from Elevate this round. A lot of utility dumped towards mid. They have had some success taking mid off Invictus in the past. The flash comes out now in return. Jimmy's ready to swing this, and he's able to spot some players out. Gets one. Nice wallbang damage. Another one. Oh my goodness. Elevator falling apart right now. Jimmy with a 3K, and he's able to make it. Oh, I thought that was the fourth. Malik was able to steal that kill off of him. But Invictus, they just get so aggressive there, and that is their playstyle that's going to make them win this map most likely. I mean, their aggressive playstyle on Port is just, it's unmatched. I don't know what to say. You can't do much about it. Even right now, Elevate are so poor. We can see a really staggered buy from them. I mean, a TRG, a couple shotguns. This is a very weird buy, I gotta say.
Match point here for Invictus. Elevate has just been deflated. Makes it putting down Uka. Star with a quick trade there on Jeppa, trying to even the body count board up. Oh, man. Malik close to winning that, but Existing gonna prevail. Jimmy jumping up. Ooh, if he hadn't been flashed.
Bomb has been planted.
Bomb has been planted. He's down to 58 HP due to that frag grenade going off. He's going to back up and throw a little bit of util on into the site.
There's a little counter smoke there from Invictus. So, the flash comes in. That is going to give Jimmy maybe a chance to push him, but no, Gainsey's waiting for him. You got to respect the effort, but not much you can do in that situation when you got to push through a smoke and they're all locking it down. Invictus, they still... I'd say they're pretty safe. I mean, unless Elevate, again, we had this exact situation before, 12-6. If Elevate can win, 7 in a row, then you never know. But as of right now, it seems pretty safe to say Invictus will win this match here. Again, Elevate doesn't even have much money. We can see one of them rocking the SA-58, not even a full buy on their side, which is going to be a little tough for them. And there it is, Malik opening up with a pick onto the AUG. Now the A-push is coming out here. Mixage able to find one. Another play in the back. He's able... Bomb is being planted. Exist is able to trade him out, but now we have a 3v2 retake on our hands. Exist is very low, as well as Malik. So I guess you could say Invictus have that HP advantage by just one whole player. Smoke coming out towards the backside. Jimmy trying to see if he can do something here. And Jimmy's about to push through the smoke. He catches Fearless off guard. Exist is the last man. He's going to get dropped. Are able to take home this map. They have plenty of time to defuse that bomb, and it's over at this point. Invictus have officially won, and I guess you could say they've secured their spot going into the conference rounds.
Well played, Team Invictus. The community was right on the pulse with that one. 88% in favor of them, and the YouTube poll finishing off here. I want to see what it's actually at. 50-50, actually, the YouTube poll. We're going to be finishing up at 50-50, but the early vote before the match started came in. Invictus was up 88%. Voted for them, 12% in favor of Team Elevate. Incredible performance there by Team Invictus in that map number 3, and as well in map number 2. Elevate, they had their moments in map number 2, map number 3, but ultimately they just weren't able to put anything together long enough to prevail and go all the way to go the distance to that magic number of 13. Elevate still having an opportunity, though. They will drop down to the losers bracket. I forget who was down in the elimination bracket to play, but they will be playing in that. So we can still see them later on in the tournament if they do win that. But that match will be taking place off stream. Invictus has secured their spot, and they will be moving on. And I'm not sure when their next match will be, but they'll definitely have a little bit of a break and have some opportunity to go ahead and charge up and get the G Fuel they need and go back to the drawing board and practice a couple new strats. Okay, here it is. Here's the Group C here for EU. So it's going to be team exclusive that Elevate is going to be taking on here. So Invictus winning this best of 3 series. We went all the way. Very happy we happened. Winning this best of 3 series 2-1. Elevate going to go ahead and drop down into the elimination bracket 2. They'll be facing exclusive, who beat out King's Revival 2-0. And Invictus will be moving on into the next rounds here. Well played once again to them.
You can also see the match schedule on stream here. Obviously, the stream is going to be over now, but we are going to be having Estimated versus Mobility later today. Make sure you all are subscribed and notifications on you so you can know when that stream goes live. It'll be 8:40 p.m. Eastern. You can do those conversions. This can be 2:40 a.m. Central European time. But we'll have an exciting North American match for you all later tonight. But as of right now, yeah, that's all we have for the EU matches today. We don't have any more being streamed, so you got to be on the lookout for that NA match happening later today.
Yes, indeed. Again, 8:40 Pacific or 8:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:40 a.m. Central European Time. Again, you can go ahead and drop those conversions in depending on where you are in the world. That should be a fun matchup between Underestimated and Mobility. Well, folks, that's about all we have today. Again, congratulations to Invictus on taking the W. Definitely was an exciting map. That map number 3 report was just phenomenal. And well played to Elevate as well. I'm hoping we get to see them more in the tournament later on, but we will see how that match takes place off stream. All of that being said, Manthus, you got anything else before we get out of here?
Just overall great games. I think this is probably the most exciting matchup we've seen so far for Worlds. Obviously, much more to come in the future, but for now, again, make sure y'all are on the lookout for that NA game because it's going to be pretty exciting as well.
Yeah, most definitely. Folks, with all that being said, we'll see you here on the internet in a few hours. Peace.